Looks like Breece Hall's potentially wanting out of New York. You can't blame them. They don't use him. The offense seems cooked. They don't know what in the hell they're doing. The coaching staff it's as bad as it was last year, the year before. And Breece Hall hit the social media and used a hashtag, by the way, free 20. And we'll talk about what he posted and then what he posted after he posted this to suggest where he might think he's going. Not suggesting he's going to said location. Cough, Arizona Cardinals. More of that. And also there's potentially some concern around fantasy circles right now around Detroit trying to give more work to Monty. We'll discuss that. McCarthy, a whole bunch more news. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. So let's start off with the Breece Hall news. Then we'll get into, a bunch of other things. Now, first and foremost, I will say, I know a lot of people want Hall to go to KC. Where Hall might want to go, where Hall might be hinting he might be going, that definitely doesn't mean that's where he's going. But Breece Hall might not even get traded, but I think he probably will. At this point, it's getting bad. It was Breece not wanting out, and that was something that made us think that it wouldn't happen. But Breece Hall posted this on social media, this graphic, along with a bunch of others on a carousel on Instagram. And then here on the left side of the image, you can see the circled in red free 20. That's the hashtag that he used. And he said that they want me to lay down, but I got something to stand for. And he turned comments off, as you can see. And this, sparks a little bit of curiosity, right? Especially the free 20. Like you could literally say this free 20 hashtag you can't get out of. You can't say, oh, I meant to post this about something else. No, you don't say free 20, free Breece Hall, get him out of Dodge. There's no way out of this. Breece Hall posted this to be traded. But here's the kicker. Here's the crazy part. On the very next story post on Instagram, he put it's a video of Bam Knight scoring his touchdown. And Zonovan, a.k.a. Bam Knight, these guys played together. They played at the same school in college. They played for the Jets together. They played on the New York Jets at the same time. And he put the finger crossed emoji, heart emoji, tagging Bam Knight, Arizona Cardinal. Benson out right now. Now, I'm not saying this is my ideal landing spot at all. I'm in Arizona. But I'm just telling you what Breece is suggesting. This is a wild back-to-back IG story post by Breece Hall. And insinuating with this, there's nothing else you would say here. You don't reach out to a former teammate, college and pro, and do the fingers crossed emoji on top of so this is where he's obviously hinting there's something brewing, like fingers crossed it works out, Bam. Now this would be devastating for Benson. It really wouldn't be that great for Breece Hall, to be honest, because would it be better than New York? Maybe, because New York is a potential black hole that he could just fall into the abyss and never return to value. And Arizona is very kind to running backs, but are they set up well to run one player? If they traded for Breece Hall, I imagine they would use him full time. But this is a tough dilemma. It definitely kicks the value of Benson right in the sack. But maybe they don't trust Benson to stay healthy. That could be the biggest, part of why they might be looking. Now the Cardinals don't have a real good playoff shot right now, so this is a curious move if it does happen. KC's the place that everybody wants Breece Hall to go. There is some good and bad to that. The good is the offense is amazing. The good is that if they used him right, he would thrive and explode and excel. But the bad would be that I could see this being one of those things where we're frustrated with Andy Reid going, when in the hell is he going to use him? Oh, we'll get him more work next week. It certainly could go that route. It certainly could. I truly believe that Breece Hall's on the move. I truly believe that Garrett Wilson, if he had not gotten hurt, would potentially be in more trade talk rumors. Will Garrett Wilson still get traded even though he's injured? Maybe. So Hall potentially getting traded to, let's say, KC or the Cardinals, or the Texans are a possibility. But AZ, not because I think it's a good spot, but because that's what Breece is telling us that he's hoping for. What's brewing? We don't know. We don't want AZ, but AZ seems to be in the cards right now. KC is definitely an option. Houston could be an option. Chicago just had Swift go nuts. Not saying I believe Swift will do that all year, but they might not be looking at this moment. They might be, who knows? These are just a couple teams, obviously KC being the lead dog. Garrett Wilson, if Garrett Wilson was, look, you're still trading for the long-term value of Garrett Wilson, even if he is banged up right now. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers and you now have a playoff shot, this becomes an opportunity. They're constantly looking for a wide receiver. This could still happen. New York might be cleaning house. New York might be trying to rebuild. It's hard to say. New York is not getting it done. They can't get it done through coaching turnover. Maybe they are going to clean house. Maybe they don't want to pay Hall. Maybe they don't want to soon pay Garrett Wilson. That's where we're at right now. And it's hard to know what's what and how to make heads and tails of it, to be honest with you. There's just not a lot of good concrete info out there. Merely that the Steelers are looking for a wide receiver. Garrett Wilson makes sense, but he got hurt. But it's a long play. Hall, and you got to wait till he's healthy enough to trade too. Hall, Arizona, KC, Houston. There's a couple other spots that make sense. I don't know. I just think he's on the move. Kenneth Walker's still a potential player to get moved. So we have that in the mix as well. And DJ Moore, who was carried to a hospital via ambulance, is doing better, and it's a groin injury day to day. I don't know if they took him because they're worried about some sort of bleeding or anything that could have, that had to get tests done. They oftentimes, when there's a leg injury and there's some sort of concern that a certain artery or something could potentially be causing internal bleeding, they take you to the hospital immediately, or if there's any spinal concern or anything. But given that we're hearing about groin, could be something along those lines. Not too sure the details as to why they brought him there, but apparently he's day to day, not week to week. I'd expect him to miss probably this upcoming game, and then you'd have Luther Burden go up in value. You'd have Roma Dunze maybe finally being used. Caleb getting bailed out by his defense over and over. I can't believe Moody didn't miss that kick. Good for Moody, though, because the Niners completely disrespected him. Granted, Moody they should have moved on from Moody, but the abuse he received, even from Debo, there was a lot of bittersweet revenge via Moody's kick in week number 6. So good on Moody, but I really do hope Luther Burden and Adunze get used properly. So good on Moody. Go get Burden off waivers if you need a wide receiver. Don't trash Adunze. Toss him in the trash can. Sell him low. He's still got tons of value. We've got this Brandon Ayuk news. Just yesterday, we had news that Ayuk hadn't been seen at practice in weeks, and he cleared all of his social media from the 49ers, referencing the 49ers. And then this report, Shanahan said Brandon Ayuk knee is getting closer and closer to returning to practice, and mentioned week 10 as a rough estimate to come back to practice. He shouldn't be on rosters. He really isn't going to help you this year. And then J.J. McCarthy, according to his head coach, Kevin O'Connell, said that he's helping J.J. McCarthy ankle on building that foundation back up. And this is a QB that might be turned to this week, as their current starter, Wentz, is dealing with injury. So a lot to go over there. And then probably the most pressing news, aside from the Breece Hall situation, would be that Dan Campbell is seeking to get carries for David Montgomery, more carries to balance out the backfield. Now, I know this is going to be scary for Gibbs owners to hear. I'm not worried. I'll buy Jahmyr Gibbs. You know what I do know? When Gibbs gets fed, he will deliver. If Monty's actually firing on all cylinders, it's possible Monty allows Gibbs to be even more efficient. We've been through this song and dance before. Not to mention, if Monty gets fed, he usually gets injured. And so I'm not worried about this at all. Monty can take more carries. This to me is a buying opportunity. I see so many Jahmyr Gibbs trade questions in the live chat lately. I get so many of them. I get sent messages from buddies where they're like, should I get rid of Gibbs? The panic on Gibbs is not warranted. The panic on Gibbs is laughable. And even if he was to relinquish some carries to Monty, again, the efficiency goes up for Gibbs. He's fresher. He might be on the field at the same time, catching a pass, moving into the flat. This is what we want from Gibbs anyway, to be a hybrid and have more receiving yards and big receiving games and a rotational variety pack of good receiving production and good rushing production. 100 total yards and a touchdown, doesn't matter how he gets there. So this is not the end of the world by any means, and it's something that allows me to come out here and say, we got a buying opportunity on our hands, and that's Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I can't believe the amount of people panicking on this news. It's almost embarrassing. That's pretty much everything. Gibbs in the panic chamber. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, Mike? Mike?
Take a big lap.
Take a look.
Gibbs in the panic chamber. Gibbs cooked from Quincy.
Take a big lap. We don't.
Take a look.
Your Bijan card has been revoked.
Both of you lose your Bijan cards. I'm sorry. Both of you lose your Bijan cards. They're gone. They're gone. Never to return. Maybe we'll give them back to you. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how you behave in the next, we'll call it 6 weeks. You get Bijan card for 6 weeks. Let's hit these super chats and then potentially open the phone lines. We got a $20 hauler here from G Money. G Money, appreciate your $20 wad, kind sir. Thank you very much. G Money to the mother freaking moon. Let me drag this over here and hit the $20 hauler for G Money. G Money doing it live. We got gifted memberships. 20 gifted memberships from New Age Outlaw. New Age Outlaw. 20.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat.
Everybody thank New Age for dropping that gifted membership. Thank you, New Age. Appreciate you. This one's here's from G Money. Smitty, this team is 5-1, 12-team, half PPR, QB, JD5, May, Bijan, Kyron, Corum, Algier, wide receivers, Igbuka, Coleman, Debo. Squeaked out a win this week. Any trades or upgrades? Bijan, Kyron are serving you well, young man. JD5 and May, I think I've said this before. I would trade one of them. JD5 just had 3 TDs, probably pretty tradable at this moment in time. I love JD5, but Drake May's playing great ball, and I don't mind having both of them. I assume this is one QB, so we're going to go ahead and ship one of those guys off, and there are so many QB-needy teams. You should have no problem making this happen. You also have 2 tight ends. You could trade Kraft and JD5 away right now for a huge wide receiver upgrade, or you could sidestep from Buka into JJ, into a wide receiver in the top 4, don't have the waiting game going on, and get rid of one of the quarterbacks or Kraft. That would be the most ideal way to solve any problems you feel like you have with your roster. JJ would be fantastic. Judkins would be a great running back addition. Players like that, my boy G Money, if you have a follow-up, let me know. What running back should I trade for using ETN and MHJ? Judkins and something come to mind, but Judkins' value is a little down right now because people are fickle, and so you could almost get more. As far as other running backs, you could go after Henry and something, Barkley and something. You could go after probably no more Achane on the table, Genty and something. You could go after just one of those guys, but I'd try and get something in the mix as well, something that you believe in, like a Harvey that they'll just throw in. Wouldn't be necessarily a big part of the trade, but it gives you something to look forward to and try and hope that works out. Thomas, Genty, Terry McLaurin, Pacheco for Lamb and Hall. Genty, Terry McLaurin, Pacheco for Lamb and Hall. I would probably take Lamb and Hall. Yeah, Thomas, that's a pretty easy one. Lamb and Hall for me. That's solid. And especially if Hall does get traded into a better spot, but we'll see if he does. Wilson for ETN. I'd rather have ETN in a vacuum right now. So are you saying ETN for Wilson then, Silent? Because you said it the other way around. Wilson for ETN, you're saying you have ETN. So I think you mean ETN for Wilson. If you're doing that with these RBs, I think that's okay. I'd try and get a little more because Wilson's injured right now, but certainly not a bad move on either side. It depends on if you can wait. Garrett Wilson's still a baller, but I don't know. I'd probably rather have ETN in a vacuum. Genty, McLaurin, I think answered that one already. Appreciate you, kind sir. Rashad White for Trey Benson. No, thank you. I mean, especially with the news that maybe we're looking at a running back like Breece landing in Arizona. Not that it's going to happen, but that's what Breece thinks. Rashad White, I'd rather have Rashad White right now. I guess if this is a long play, I do think Rashad White still stays relevant all year. Relevant, not that he's going to be the number one, but I think Benson could return to some sort of form, but he's definitely got some risk of some competition maybe now. We don't know. Again, it's just speculation based on Breece. Pickens for Javonte. I'd probably rather, if I need a wide receiver, I want Pickens. If I need a running back, I want Javonte. I think Javonte is a little bit more fair market value than Pickens, even though Pickens just went nuts. But Lamb coming back will cause some hesitancy. And Javonte's done well all year. But it seems like people are being fickle about Javonte right now. Have JSM, Buka, Debo, Gibbs, JCM, Hendy. You're pretty balanced. I think you probably deserve the running back help more than the wide receiver help. But you get rid of Pickens, and then you're kind of like now needing a little wide receiver help more than you need running back help. So it's like you're definitely taking the scale and pushing it to one side. It's not like you're evening the scale. You're definitely going to weigh it down, whichever deal you do. I probably say, because Buka will return, Debo's still somebody I trust. I probably would say, give me the running back. I don't know what's in store for JCM right now. So give me the Javonte side, but really, really close. This one here from King, got offered Lamb for ETN and Terry. I would take Lamb in a heartbeat. Lamb in a heartbeat, my boy. Hampton IR traded CD and K9 for Rice and Scattaboo. I would probably rather have Rice and Scattaboo, but it's pretty damn close. I love Lamb that much, but Scat's a nice piece, bro. What running back should I trade for using ETN and MHG? I just answered that one. I don't know why I got a couple duplicates on here. Apologize. We got Adam here with the super chat. What's up, Smitty? Should I trade Vidal for Hendy in a 10-man league? Vidal's got more value right now, bro. It's just plain and simple redraft value. If it's Dynasty, it's a different question. You can get more. You should get more. You should command more. Hendy's going to get dropped by some people in some leagues. Drop my Hunter Henry for Cade Otton. I'd probably say I'd rather have Hunter Henry right now. I like Cade Otton a lot. Chat, vote on that. Henry or Cade Otton in the chat, please. Please vote on that one. Ingram on my bench. Henry's been playing well all year. I think we're overreacting a little bit getting rid of him, but I could go either way because Otton's going to be pretty good until Buka's back. I think he will. As far as the Vidal trade, Vidal commands a lot more than that. Not saying don't go get Hendy, but you need something significantly different. This one here from James, $100 hauler. Everyone's pretty.
$100+ hauler. Smitty, Everybody's pretty. $100+ order. I don't even know why they're getting ditty why. $100+ order. Oh.
You know, I don't let that play out all the way at the end. There's more to it. I think it goes on so long. Smitty, you helped me make some solid trades and waiver pickups. Got much needed win to be 2-4, 10-man PPR. Dak, Gibbs, Achan. What a trio. Bill, Dowdle. Dowdle's your running back 3 right now for sure. Woody, keep him. Don't cut him. Tootin, don't cut him. Benson, Lamb, Rice. Wow, you're 2-4 with this arsenal coming back. 2 top 10 overall players in Rice and Lamb. You might even get Evans, a top 20 overall player, back. This is fantastic, bro. Any moves to make? Honestly, no. You just sit back and let it happen. This is what you've been waiting for. You start changing lanes and getting out of the lane that was slow, it's going to pick up and you're going to regret getting out of that lane. The lane you get in is going to go slow. So stay in your lane. Your lane's about to pick up. I would definitely pick up Vidal. I like Fannin and Vidal. Try and get both of them. I like Fannin over Mason Taylor. But get Vidal first and foremost. And, you know, you drop Slayton. I could drop Slayton for him pretty easily. I don't drop anybody else. This is a fantastic team. Stand down is the order, bro. This is a solid squad. Stand down.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
I mean, what an awesome situation. Smitty, 3-3. Should I trade Ladd for Judkins? Current lineup for week 7. May, ETN, Henderson, Debo, London, Ladd, Fannin, bench, Bucky, Hampton, Tet. Should I trade Ladd for Judkins? I think you almost have to. Judkins has more value. Thank you for the $20 holler again. Appreciate you. Jose to the moon. I get we had a bad game last week. I get we're worried about the volume. I love Ladd. I've been telling people to get Ladd left and right. Nice job either holding him or going and getting him and listening to that advice. And now look what it's got you, a potential Judkins trade, which last week before the week started, you wouldn't have been able to dream of getting Judkins for Ladd. Ladd was people's wide receiver 3-4 ranked player in that range. I like the squad a lot. I think you could probably do this deal and still have some pretty decent wide receivers with London and Debo, but it does hurt to lose Ladd, but you need a running back more than anything with Bucky down right now. And you could essentially trade Hampton for a wide receiver. You also got Tet hiding there. I barely saw Tet. So you're fine. Make this move. Go get I don't know. Ted and Ladd are close. Like, I'd almost be willing to keep Ladd over Ted, but that's me. It's really close. I definitely would do this for Judkins either way. That's a total smash, Jose. Jose, thank you for the super chat, young man. Booty or Tez off waivers? Probably Booty, but I do like Tez. Yeah, I do like him a lot, but it's a little tougher to pin down that situation. PPR, trade JCM or Dowdle for Worthy. Don't trade Dowdle for Worthy. Trade JCM for Worthy in a millisecond. I like JCM, but they don't know how to use him. Washington is a mess. It really is kind of just a frustrating situation. Got offered Henry for my Rico. I'd probably take Henry on the long-term season, but it could backfire for a week or two. But look, Canales has said he doesn't know how he's going to divide up the rushing attack once Chuba's back. 105, would you sell Igbuka for any top 5-6 wide receiver? It's not an easy task, and I certainly would give up more to get it done, but I've seen people do it, and there's constantly people asking me questions. Should I trade St. Brown for Igbuka? Of course. Should I trade London for Igbuka? That's kind of off the table from last night, but that's been on the table. Like, these are the deals that everybody should be making. And if you can't do it straight up, you give up a little more to get it done, but it's certainly something you do. Achan, Gibbs, Scat, rest of season. I don't know why we were asking this question. You know, I love Scat, but why is, like, Scat is not near Achan or Gibbs, even though we love him. He's a fantastic running back. Gibbs, then Achan, then Scat. Could Achan flirt with Gibbs's value? Most certainly. Most certainly. But I'm not bumping Gibbs down at all. This is asinine. How many people are are running away from Jahmyr Gibbs right now. It's crazy. And I'm not saying you're running away from him, but just when we're ranking him, it's just wild to me, the disrespect Gibbs is getting right now. It's crazy. Rank Evans, Debo, BTJ, McConkey, MHJ. I would probably say give me BTJ, McConkey, Debo, Evans, MHJ in that order, which is saying something that I've got Evans, who's injured, ranked above MHJ. You know, PPR trade JCM or Dowd. Okay, yeah. Again, do not trade Dowdle, but I do Worthy in a heartbeat. JCM or for Diggs or MHJ. I'd rather have Diggs. MHJ is not even safe right now. JCM for Diggs is a steal. Take it right now. Rank for this week: Penix Jr., Dart, Darnold, or Stroud. I'd say my rank for this week, next week, whichever week that they're all playing, it's going to be Penix Jr., Dart. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Darnold, Penix Jr., Dart, Stroud. I could switch Penix Jr. Dart, but Dart doesn't have weapons, so he's kind of relying on his legs and getting that 1 or 2 touchdowns. He keeps scoring 2 touchdowns right off the bat, and then he doesn't do anything for the rest of the game. But Darnold's got JSN and some consistency, so it's Darnold and fantasy, Penix Jr., Dart, Stroud, probably in that order. But it could be different from week to week. It honestly could change. Maximum, appreciate your super chat, young man. 2 trades, PPR, Dynasty, 0.5 tight end premium, Superflex, same league. Trade Jamar, Fields, and Milton for May, Devontae Smith, and 2 26 second rounders, plus a 26-3. So I don't care about the seconds and thirds. I mean, they're good. I'm not saying they're trash, but that doesn't sway anything for me. Someone could throw in 3 second rounders on a deal I don't want to do. It's not doing a thing. So Jamar Chase and Fields for May and Devontae Smith. Look, May is fantastic. I'm not trying to suggest that I don't love Drake May. I don't know if I'm trading Jamar though. It's intriguing. In 2 QB leagues next year, let's say we do a startup redraft league for next year. May's probably going around 1, but I think Jamar Chase and May probably go in the same range. And I think I'd rather solve my quarterback problem differently, buy low on some other players, than to surrender Jamar Chase, but that's me. I don't think it's crazy. I think Devontae Smith is a decent wide receiver to get back, but I hate his situation. I don't know that his situation changes anytime soon. Does anybody like Drake May over Jamar Chase in Superflex Dynasty? Please vote. It's not crazy. I mean, it's Dynasty. He's just getting going. He could get better and better and better. It's kind of a tough spot to be in when you got a guy like Jamar Chase, though. I almost think if you got a little bit more, took out some of the fluff, and tried to get a better wide receiver than Devontae Smith, even slightly, I'd want to do it. Lost Garrett Wilson, Buka, Bucky. Trade Buka for Ladd and Rashad White. Not enough for me, bro. Buka, or was that Buka? Are you trading Buka or Bucky? Let's see here. Are you trading Buka or Bucky? Trade Buka for Ladd. It's not horrible, but I wouldn't do it. I would rather hang on to Buka. I mean, he's going to be back. Trade ideas for Fields, Walker, Sharps, and Mason. Bro, trading Fields right now is impossible. Trading Walker and Sharps, you're too late, David. I've been telling you to trade him for weeks. I don't know that you're going to get what you want. The most creative I can get for you is Ladd McConkey, Henry, Barkley, Chase Brown, you take a gamble. Javonte Williams, you hope that they devalue him. ETN, you take another gamble, try and get Tootin. Devontae Adams, if it's redraft. Those are ideas, but you kind of kept him too long. Smitty, you missed trade 2 in my super chat, says Maxim. If you can, just post it in that question next time. That way I can just answer it versus having to go back. I'm sorry about that, though. Let me try and see if I can find it. Because sometimes I just have to... Yeah, Maxim, I'll find it in a second. Next time, just put it in that question. $50 hauler from Styles. Styles, appreciate your 50 wad, my boy.
$50 holler. Give me $50 holler.
Let's see if I can find it. Maxim, hold on a second. Okay, here it is, I think. Trade 2, Scat, Coker, sorry I missed it. Scat, Coker, Bryce Young, 28 third for Dart, Godwin, and a 26 second. I like Dart a lot, but give me the Scat and Bryce Young side of this. I love quarterbacks in Superflex. Do not get me wrong. But Scatterboo's got a lot of value, and Bryce Young still got trade value. Styles with a 50 wad. I have Mahomes, Puka, AJ Brown, Gibbs, CMC, Fannin, Breece Hall, Cup, Monty. Who do I try and trade to upgrade, and who should I try and acquire? Please help. I'm probably tempted to trade Puka for the right player. Of course, I would swap Puka out for, any top 6-7 wide receiver. Or top 5, you could say, and then we'd have to negotiate which, like Jamar Chase, Lamb, obviously. Rice would be fantastic. Puka for Rice. Some people would do that. You'd be surprised. JJ. And if you just give a little something in addition, Quentin Johnston, Fannin, Kittle. Maybe if you throw Kittle in, you can potentially upgrade Puka into JJ and something, into St. Brown and something, Nico and something, JSN and something, Rice. But the more you add in, the more I want you to do a 2 for 2. But Quentin Johnston would be a throw-in to do that 2 for 1. Gibbs, I don't move. A.J. Brown, I move. A.J. Brown and Monty for 1 player. A.J. Brown for Adams. A.J. Brown for Ladd. Fannin or Kittle with A.J. Brown to go get one of those bigger name wide receivers. All those would be avenues to explore, Styles, to make that team a conglomerate, my boy. Appreciate you. Love going after other players to trade for at the running back position. Would be Henry on the cheap, Genty on the cheap, Barkley on the very cheap, Gibbs on the cheap. Just you might even have one of these guys. I'm just throwing them out. James Cook on the cheap. It's cheap. Some of them are going to be very cheap. Some of them just barely discounted. Rice owners assemble. That's right. I mean, Rice is going to go nuts. Tonight we'll do a Rice live stream. Dynasty Bucky owner wants picks. I have all picks in 2026 and second and third in 2027. And all picks in 2028. What would you package? Rice owners assemble. Dynasty Bucky owner wants picks. I'd give him a 26. I mean, I'd give 2 first rounders, to be honest. But if you can get away with giving all of your 2026 picks, I'd do that. If you can get rid of all your 2028 picks and your 2027 seconds and thirds and keep your 26 picks, I'm fine with that. But would I ultimately do 2 first rounders? Absolutely. Fever, thank you, pal. Superflex this week. Stafford, Fields, Penix Jr., Young, or Flacco. Probably Stafford, then Penix Jr. in that order. Fever. Appreciate the super chat. Breece to the Chargers, certainly possible. Chargers are definitely in the mix as well. Who would you rather trade for? Bowers, House Call, Hendy, or Harvey? I mean, Bowers, if all the costs of entry are the same, but you might get Hendy way cheaper than you get Bowers. So that's kind of, obviously dependent. Questions dependent on what we're talking about. But I want Bowers right now. Superflex League, who was offered Darnold and Tet Scat for my Tua Waddle Kyron. Was offered Darnold, Tet Scat in Superflex for Tua Waddle Kyron. I'd probably take Tua Waddle Kyron. Well, you know, Darnold's playing really good, but do I believe he'll be amazing all year? I don't know. He fell apart last year too in Minnesota. I would say give me the Waddle Kyron side by a hair. But it's super close, and trust your gut because it could go either way. It really could. It's so close, you know, both teams could score the exact same amount of points. Steelers or Chiefs, Boswell or McLaughlin. Whichever kicker's scoring more, bro, at this point in your scoring format. And as far as the pick for the defense, I'd probably roll with Pittsburgh right now. That's a tough call, though. I guess I would say... Man. Pittsburgh. Are they at home? I forget. Pittsburgh's at... KC's at home versus the Raiders. Man, that's a tough one, my boy. Is that right? Is that the right schedule? Maybe that's not. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got it right. Week 7. Yeah, so Pittsburgh is away. Yeah, that's right. At Cincy. I probably roll with Pittsburgh. The Raiders is a nice matchup at home, though. I think Geno's playing like trash. But they'll probably run the ball well against the Chiefs. I think they will. Genty will do well. I think it depends on a few things. But I'd probably go Pittsburgh against the Bengals. I don't know. Chat, vote on that one in the chat, please. Pittsburgh on the road at Cincy Thursday night. Thursday night games suck, though. Even defensive could be bad. Maybe that makes me change it. Do we go KC at home versus the Raiders on Sunday or Pittsburgh on the road against Cincy on Thursday? Maybe we change it to KC. I hate Thursday games. Thursday games altogether suck. And we keep telling ourselves we won't do it, right? I guess go Casey unless the chat votes on something different. Trade ideas for Fields, Walker, Sharps, Mason. Mason was thrown into this one. Mason might get you a little bit more. Like Mason and Walker, Sharps to a team that needs like running back depth, and they've got, let's say, a Henry and they don't trust him anyway. I mean, that could work. I think other than that, you might have to take Mason and a wide receiver to upgrade the wide receiver. Sharps and Walker and a wide receiver to upgrade the wide receiver. Mason alone for Ladd. Mason alone for Adams. Mason alone for Scat. All three of those for ETN and Tootin if you could get your hands on both. Tough call though, bro. Trade Tet Worthy for Ladd Golden. I'd probably say, as much as I love Ladd, I'd probably say Tet and Worthy is too much to offer. I do like Ladd the most, singular. And Joku missing Fannin, about to get his own video. Fannin's going to go crazy, bro. Sorry, which out of Hendy, Harvey are you willing to trade away for Bowers? I mean, I'd probably rather trade away Harvey, but it just comes down to opportunity. I wish it was an easy question to answer. It's not. Whichever one gets opportunity first, they're going to ball out. And we can't really predict that. But I'd probably rather keep Hendy, I suppose. Hey, Smitty, 2-4 with May, Kyron, JK, Harvey, JJ, Rice, Nico, Debo, Diggs, Hunter, Kittle. Any moves? There's offered Marks plus Achane for Rice and Diggs. I'd probably take Marks and Achane. And then Gibbs plus Ladd for Rice and Nico. I'd rather have Gibbs and Ladd over Rice and Nico, but that's really close. That's really close. As far as like other moves, I would say J.K. Dobbins and Debo for like one player. I like Adams a little more. I love J.K. I like Judkins using J.K. and Debo, Diggs and J.K. something like that. Very very easy to buy Judkins right now. Rico and Debo for London and JCM. I'd probably rather have London and JCM. Rico's a tough player to value right now. Achane Kelsey or BTJ Kamara and Jawan. Achane and Kelsey. Can only hold one tight end, Fannin or Ingram. Fannin. Olave or Vidal. Vidal, not close. For right now, at least. Could change. Jonathan, appreciate you. Sharps and Vikings D for Rashad White. Rashad White for now, but I'd probably rather have Sharps later. I'm just telling you that the winds could shift, but for right now, for sure, I understand wanting that Rashad White value. It's going to be very, very solid low-end running back value. So you almost have to take it if you need the points now, and it doesn't matter later, right? 10-man, 2 flex, PPR, Penix, Stroud. What moves to make? Rico on the high is not a bad sell, bro. You know, Rico and Ibuka for like a top 5 wide receiver. J-Mo off the touchdown, and I love J-Mo. I don't sell J-Mo lightly. Or you could go London Jefferson and roll that. You got Rice, trade Ibuka and Rico for a running back. But your team looks really good. Rico and Breece for one running back. Ibuka and Rico, Ibuka and Breece for like a Gibbs. Go try to buy Gibbs low right now, Wolfman. I'm telling you, Gibbs is attainable. 6-0, 12-team league. Allen, CMC, JT, CD, BTJ. Should I trade Dowdle for Garrett Wilson? I wouldn't right now, man. I would want to get a player that's not injured. And I think Dowdle can get you something solid. I would definitely trade Dowdle on the high, but I'm not doing that. My Quinshawn Judkins, Diggs, and JCM for his Achane. I would definitely take Achane. Not close. Pick up Fannin or Goddard. Goddard's safer right now. He's been scoring, but I do think Fannin could outscore him moving forward, but it's a little bit riskier. You want safety, go with Goddard. Goddard's been doing it consistently, and Hurts can't throw to anybody else. 3-3 bounce back. Dak, JSN, Lamb, Rice, Bucky. Any trades? Probably going to trade Sharps and Walker if you can. It might be too late. Love the 3 wide receivers. I don't touch that. Don't touch Dak. Leave Bucky alone. So it's basically just trying to trade like Walker and Sharps for Adams. You got to give up Kelsey to do it. Go rogue at tight end. Do it live. Adams, other wide receivers that come to mind around that territory would be Ladd, Adams, Adunze, BTJ. Dunze's bye week free and had a bad day. 4-2, Smitty just traded BTJ and JCM for Bucky. I could get behind that. Absolutely. Did I smash it? I think you did. Your team looks great. Let it ride. Kyron, Genty, Breece. You can maybe move Breece and Debo for like one wide receiver. Something like that would work. My team feels wrecked from bad trades. Dak, White, Javonte, Judkins, Amon-Ra, AJB, Bucky, Benson. Well, I mean, you could trade Sutton and Bucky for one safer playing running back right now. You could trade... I'd keep Judkins and Amon-Ra. I'd trade AJB and Diggs and Sutton and Javonte. Go try and get Gibbs somehow. Go try and get Rashee Rice somehow. Do you have Rice? No, you don't. AJB and I mean, honestly, I'd trade Bucky for Rice if you could pull something like that off. And if you could trade AJB then for another player, like let's say for AJB, you then get a Monty or a player like that, that could work where you're getting a 2-for-2 going. Debo for Kittle, Sharps, or Debo for Ibuka. I would take Debo and turn him into Ibuka and wait for sure. That's a nice move. That's a low cost of entry type of situation. Built the squad, now got to run 2 and 4, 10-man. Any moves? Mahomes, Rice, I'm keeping. Adams, I'm keeping. Gibbs, I'm keeping. Judkins, I'm keeping. Kelsey, Hurt, Evans, Hurt, Buka. I don't know, bro. I'm probably waiting on this team. There's not a lot to move. I don't want you moving any of the starters. I like the team a lot. You got 2 running backs. You got Evans coming back. You got 2 elite wide receivers. Stand down, bro. It's a good team. I'm not moving that team. Smitty, Dynasty Superflex. I made a trade last week. Gave up Keaton Mitchell, Jalen Wright, and a second rounder for Breece Hall. I like that. It's a total smash, bro. 0 risk proposition. And trade bait. Just flip him. The moment he gets traded, you can flip him. Trade Rico, MHJ, and Ramondre for Bucky. Did I win or lose? I like that on the long term, but it certainly could hurt you for a while because Rico's playing great ball. And Bucky, you're not getting crap from. But hopefully he only misses 1 game, but they have a bye week in week 9, so he could certainly miss 2 more than the bye week. So as long as you can weather this, you'll be okay. Your team looks solid. If CD and Rice come back, and Rice will, JT, May, it's a good squad. I think you could weather it. I think you're going to probably make the playoffs for sure. And then it doesn't matter, right? Once you're in the playoffs, that's all that matters. So I'm fine with the trade. 6-0, loaded at wide receiver. Amon-Ra, Nico, JSN, Rice, Pickens. Love the squad. Hall, Judkins, Vidal. Vidal and Judkins are going to pull their weight right now, though. I sent 7 offers with Pickens and Wandell for a top running back. Any trade ideas? Definitely would be glad to ship off. Man, the team is so good. I would send off a Pickens for a Henry or a Barkley. If you got to throw something else in, I would do it. I think it's honestly worth a gamble for you. I think trading for an injured Bucky makes some sense. People can't wait. Look at the trades we've been seeing, the offers. Vidal and Hall for Bucky. Try not touching the wide receivers. You could go Pickens and Vidal for Bucky, though, or Hall. I'm sorry, or Henry or Barkley. All those would be good. ADHD, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Need help, Smith. I'm 3-3. Mahomes, Gentee, Judkins. Love the running backs in Mahomes. Nico Igbuka, love that. AJB, JMO. I think you're pretty solid. I'd move Igbuka if I can. And I'm trying to go get like Rice, for example. I'm trying to go get potentially. Damn, a Dunze is an option. Look, we've talked about this before on the channel, and people are hit and miss on it. Some people like it, some people don't. Roma, Dunze versus Buka. How do you guys feel with a team like this is 3-3? Would you take Roma, Dunze, and something small for Igbuka? It'd have to be something kind of nice, though. Or does he just wait it out? Also, you could probably just keep Book, put him on the bench, ride with Nico, trade AJB, and let's say Charbonnet to the Walker owner for just a small little wide receiver update. You know, and then go after Ladd using AJB and Sharps. Even if they don't own Walker, maybe they take that. Go to the Javonte owner, try and trade him Blue and AJB for that slight Ladd McConkey type move. I'd love to turn AJB into Adams or Ladd or potentially BTJ. If you can do that without touching the like you can maybe give up Pitts or Ingram or whatever, but I don't know. It depends on how much they need. But without touching the Igbuka front, I would definitely try it. It's hard though, you know. Like, what do you do? Like, you could take Adams and something for Book. That might work as well. But I think standing down isn't the worst move for you versus forcing something that doesn't feel right. Like, I don't know that I feel comfortable telling you to go trade him away unless you're getting one of those guys. And even the Dunze was a little iffy. Would I do Rice? Yeah. Would I give up something else with Buka to get Rice? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I would. I'm 4-2. Trade my HN Worthy for his London Bucky. I would take London and Bucky and probably, I don't want to say run, but eventually that's going to work out nicely. Hunter, too early to be in the wide receiver panic mode. Yeah, I mean, definitely your team's really, really solid. But if you get London and Buka, it's nice. It's a nice little squad. But it's got pros and cons. I mean, not having Bucky for maybe 3 games because of the 2 games he could miss, the 1 game or 2 games, then the bye week. Can you weather through that? But you're getting London, so you're getting something. But Achane and Worthy's pretty nice. It's not bad. It depends if you can weather through it. If you don't think you can weather through 3 games, if you're expecting and counting on Bucky to return after 1 more game, then you can't make that trade. Trade Monty for Henry. I would definitely do that. 2 running backs league. I would think that would be a smash. I'd say an outstanding trade. Traded Higgins and Hunter for Jamo Allen last week. Keenan Allen, I assume. I mean, you got to specify, my boy. There's a few Allens. Trade Higgins and Hunter for Jamo. I like that. Jamo and Keenan Allen would be really, really solid. Dynasty Superflex traded Caleb Johnson and DeMarcado. Is that here right here? De Commando? Is that DeMarcado? I don't know what this is, bro. You didn't proofread this. For T and a third. Thoughts? Who is that? Who is is this a quarterback you're trying to type here? Who in the hell is that? Mark? Lego Batman with a $20 salute. Nothing hits harder than just a $20 salute. I'm telling you right now.
Alert. Super chat alert.
What the hell are you trying to say here, Mark? Mark says a second. That's a second? Okay. Caleb Johnson and a second. A decombed equals second for T and a third. I take T Higgins, I guess. I think T Higgins still has more value than that. I could care less about everything else. Thank you, my boy, for dropping the super chat. Okay, let's hit the rest of these real quick. Dynasty Superflex traded. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you again. 2 and 4 and need wins. Advice: JD5, Nico, Buka, Rice. Love Rice coming back with Nico. I'm not panicking on Buka really, but if I could trade Buka across position and upgrade, let's say Hall or Chase Brown into, like, if you could trade Buka and Chase Brown or Buka and Hall for Gibbs on the panic right now, I'd definitely do that. And don't tell me that can't happen. I'm seeing panic everywhere on Gibbs. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely out of pocket. Judkins would be a great player to go get using Chase Brown or Hall with something smaller. Fan and Otten. JD5 trade if you could pick up another quarterback, and we feel confident about that quarterback. Buka straight up for Judkins wouldn't be the end of the world, honestly, actually. If you could do something like that, I would definitely consider it. Or try and get a little bit more. $20 hauler from Mike.
Alert.
Appreciate Mike
Super
dropping the
chat
wad.
alert.
Mike to the moon. Mike says 12.5, 2 and 4. Mahomes, Gibbs, Bucky, Judkins, Rico. This team's great. What do you need help with? McBride, Sutton, Jamo. Maybe consolidate. Trade for Vidal. I guess you could, but you have Judkins and Gibbs. I'm not worried about your team's running back stable that much. But would I take Vidal for maybe a Jamo? Potentially, but I still like Jamo a lot. DJ Moore, sure. I'd trade that. Wandell, sure. Hunter, sure. Marks, yeah. But Rico, Gibbs, and Judkins, you're probably fine at RB. I don't think I'm that worried about Vidal. If anything, your receivers need potentially a little work. I like your receivers considering, but they probably need more work. So drop for Vidal. Oh, drop for Vidal. Your drop would be, then try and trade Vidal for a receiver, though. Your drop would probably be Jawan Johnson. And would I trade Sutton or Jamo with Vidal to upgrade to a wide receiver that's a little bit better? Absolutely. That's what I would do. Okay, I got you. For sure. Smitty, I have scat. Is it okay to drop Tracy? Sure. I mean, context matters, but in a vacuum, absolutely. CD for Puka, or is the injury as serious? Austin, what in the hell? Why in the hell would you trade CD Lamb for Puka Nacua, who's probably going to miss several weeks, bro? Yes, it's serious. It could be. Some people are calling it week to week. Certainly possible that he misses less time, than we think. But you'd be out of your mind to trade CD for Puka. CD's coming back. There's just no way. It's certainly going to be multiple games at this point. Now that could change, but yeah, that's something you don't do. Baker versus, thank you for the super chat. Baker versus JD5 rest of season. Baker right now. What value wide receiver for Mahomes? Adams, BTJ, probably more than Lad McConkey. Mahomes is more than Lad McConkey. London, Rice. Would have said Garrett Wilson, but not anymore. That's about the value range. And then Tracy with a trade away JD5 and Egbuka for JJ. I would. Yeah, I'd take JJ. JJ's the value now, bro. Clockwork, appreciate you. 10-man PPR 4-2. May, Herbert, Rashad White, Genty, Bill, Woody, Kamara, Pickens, Worthy, Kraft. It's tough, bro. You got hit hard. I mean, Hampton Neighbors is so hard. Buka, how do you recover from this right now? I'm not saying give up, but jeez, bro. You're 4-2. Fantastic job. White's hanging in there for you, Genty. I don't know that you can make many trades, though, unless you sell Pickens on the high. Like, you sell Pickens on the high, but you do that, then, like, who's your receiver? You know, so you got to be careful. It's like Worthy, Pickens, like, you're struggling there. I almost feel like you just got to... Like, I'd love to see you get Rice somehow, or maybe a bye-week free player. So if you traded, let's say, Kraft or Waller with Worthy to go get a Dunze, try something along those lines. BTJ, a Dunze, Lad, get another receiver in the mix. But a Dunze would be perfect because he would have the bye week out of the way. Solve a lot of problems for you. 1-5, 10-team PPR. Daniel Jones, Chase Brown, Hendy, Lamb, Rice. Love that you got Lamb and Rice. Debo bench. Walker, Sharps. Get rid of Walker and Sharps. JMO, any moves. So Walker, Sharps, and Debo for one high-octane player. You know, thinking top 5 at a position. But if you can't get that, I certainly would trade Walker and Sharps for Adams. Walker alone and keep Sharps and trade, let's say, a JMO for Adams. For BTJ, Walker for Lad straight up. Cry, thank you for the super chat. $4.99 Holler, my boy. Dropping the wattage. Appreciate you. What moves do you suggest? I'm 3-3. Guys, we got about 900 people on YouTube in the building and about 300 or 400 or so on Twitter. Please swing on over. Appreciate you. What moves do you suggest? I'm 3-3. Kyler, Bucky, Judkins, AJ Brown. I get rid of AJ Brown. I keep Jed as a keep Bucky unless I could sell Bucky for like a player like Judkins, but you already got him. Judkins, AJB. So get rid of AJB. Love Rice. Buka. I'd sell Buka for a player. But I'd almost say at 3-3, I'm waiting. I think I'm probably standing down with this team for the most part. You got a lot of talent. I'm trying to move AJB now, though. AJB and Warren, AJB and Hendy Stevenson, all to try and go get that Adams or to go get that ETN or that Henry or that Barkley type of player. I don't know how easy that will be using AJB right now, but AJB and Warren could get you a slight upgrade. And even if you can't get those guys, run the player by me like ETN, whatever. Let's try and get you a slight upgrade. Trade Vidal in Dynasty to the Hampton owner for Ollie and AO. Probably not, bro. I mean, I like Ollie, but Ollie should be a lot cheaper than that. Vidal's got now value, bro. Have Rice and Worthy, trade Worthy for JMO. I think I'd probably rather have that in redraft, but in Dynasty, I like JMO a lot still. Pick up Burden, Vidal, Dobbs, Bourne at flex. I'd probably say Vidal's just, I mean, he's the #1 waiver wire guy, bro. Actually, I don't have it on screen here. Vidal by far. And then after that, it probably is Bourne for the moment. Although Burden's going to be a nice potential argument now that we've got that situation still brewing in San Francisco, where you got the rapport between Mac Jones and the kid. Barkley for Hendy and Worthy. I'd rather have Barkley by quite a bit. That's just the way it is right now. Could it change? Sure, I hope it does. Judkins and Monty for Saquon. I'd rather have Judkins and Monty over Saquon. And then CD and Kamara for Bijan and Rice. I'd rather have Bijan and Rice by a country mile, and it's not even close. 12-man full PPR. Actually, I'm sorry. I'll help you in 1 second, my boy. Let me put these two right here. And this one from George. George, this is a $20 hauler. George gets immediate attention. My boy George. George doing it live.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Georgie says 10-team PPR 2 flex. I'm 3-3, but cooked, bro, with injuries to neighbors. Bucky, Buka, Benson. Team is Knicks, Bucky, Cook, Igbuka, Golden. That's a good squad. You're 3-3. Walker, I trade. Mason, I trade. DJ Moore is going to be hard to trade hurt, so you can't really do much there. I think you're probably trying to get the most out of, let's say, Buka or Bucky, and you might have to throw like Walker or Mason in. And that's so tough. I assume this is redraft. If it's dynasty, you almost have to just hold. Don't be trading guys. I like Cook, but you're not going to get what you want to get out of him right now. This is like a trading Buka for the highest top 5 or 6 wide receiver you can. You're trying for Rice. You're trying to pull one over on somebody. Some people trade for Buka on the cheap right now. Some people don't. It just depends on how knowledgeable they are. And Bucky, I'd certainly trade Bucky for a Judkins maybe and something right now versus waiting, but I'd probably want a little something. Try those avenues. Try getting Judkins, maybe even using if you trade Buka, you probably need a wide receiver. I'd look at Adams and something for Buka. I'd look at a Dunze and something for Buka. I'd look for top BT and something, or Rice straight up. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. Appreciate you. All right, let me put these right here. I'm answering these in order in which they were received. So back up to the top here. Alan, appreciate you with the super chat. 5-1. Any suggestions? 12 team. Should I get rid of Kenneth Walker? Yeah, I've been saying it for months, Alan. For months. But good luck at this point. I don't know that you can get rid of him very easily at all. No one wants him anymore. His value's tanked. You're going to have to put Debo and him together. And Debo didn't have the best game, so it's going to be hard to do that. But Debo and, try and get a Judkins. Or you got Judkins, damn it. That's the best player to go get right now. A Dunze using Walker. Adams using Walker. Walker and Quentin Johnston to go get Adams. BTJ. Walker for Lab McConkey straight up. Man, it's such a tough. Hampton to try and get like a Hampton and something. Quentin Johnston and Hampton to go get a Dunze or a Lad or an Adams or an ETN on the cheap. Definitely got to get rid of Walker, I think. I'm not saying to get rid of him for pennies on the dollar, but you got to trade him. That situation is just trash. I'm 5-1. Any suggestions on a 12-team PPR? Got May, Gibbs, Swift, Judkins. I'm trading Swift on the high, keeping Judkins and Gibbs. Trading Hampton if I need to. Quentin Johnson, London, Debo, Ladd, Rice. Love the team. Love the receivers. I'd trade Quentin Johnson or Debo with Swift, though, to get one bigger monster. Even if it was a Henry or a Barkley, or especially, you try and get a JJ or something like that. JJ using Swift and Debo, or potentially Hampton, Swift, and Debo for a JJ and something is not out of the question, or a JJ type player at least. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate you. This one here, 2-4, need wins. Advice, JD5, Nico, Buka, Rice. Rice and Nico's fantastic. Hall, Chase Brown, Hendy. Did I already answer this one? I think I might have already done this one. It's a tough team to move. I don't think Nico gets you what he wants. Rice, everybody's excited about, but you should be too. I don't know that I'm making any moves there. Probably waiting on Buka. Probably hoping Chase Brown and Hall work out. This might be a hold team. Unless you could trade Buka right now for Adams and something, BTJ and something, or you have Rice, that would be the perfect straight up play. I think you're just trying to get something and BTJ or something and Rice. I'm sorry, something and Adunze or something and Adams. But I wouldn't trade Buka unless you're getting something with that. But I definitely would consider that. Otherwise, I'd probably roll that out for a week, let Rice see what he can do, and hope that your running backs play well. Breece Hall, hopefully that turns around, or they trade him to a good spot. Hey, Smitty, I'm 2-4 with Allen on a bye. Running backs are Barkley, Bucky, Dowdle, JCM, Marks. Wide receivers are Buka, BTJ, Tet. What do I do? 10 team, 1 flex. I personally would sell Dowdle on the high if I could. So Dowdle and Tet for JJ, Dowdle and Buka for JJ and something, Dowdle and Waller and Tet for JJ and something, or a monster wide receiver and something. I think that I'm definitely using Dowdle while I can, because I'm not saying that he's going to fall apart or he's not going to keep the job or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you're selling high. So even if he continues, you're not going to be upset at yourself. Nico for Rice. I'd rather have Rice, CB. Saquon and BTJ or London and ETN. Saquon and BTJ or London and ETN. Give me London and ETN, but there's arguments to be made there. G Money with another $20 super chat. G Money, appreciate you. Hey, Smitty, this team is 4-2, half PPR. QB Mahomes, Dart, Judkins, Haskins, Hampton, Benson, Harvey, Tootin, Buka, Puka, damn it, Rice, Bourne. Hey, Rice and Bourne are pulling their weight. Fannon's about to explode. The only thing you can even do here, bro, at all, is potentially try and move Hampton and Haskins right now, or Hampton. And if you were to try and, let's say, move a Bourne on the high, Fannin on the high, go rogue at tight end, go get another tight end. I know you just are happy to even have Fannin, or trade Puka now. Not trading Rice. I'd trade Puka or Buka at the right price. We're talking Judkins type, who you unfortunately already have, and he's such a tailor-made player to go trade for. And and Rice and Judkins are the best players to trade for right now, and it sucks you have them both, because then what options do we have to give you? I'd probably say a Dunze, maybe. London's off the table now. BTJ potentially. Adams potentially. Running back to go get would be Henry or Genty, or potentially Javante on the cheap. I personally would trade Puka or Buka for Henry and another piece, but it'd have to be Adams like, BTJ like, even if they're a little bit more under the radar, but like Ladd, for example, but huge upside. I certainly would go get two players if I could for either Buka or Puka. But you'd have to start with like Barkley, Henry, and like ETN, maybe a Javante, and see what player you could get thrown in. Thank you for the $20 holler. G Money, you're the man, the myth, the legend. Gibbs, Ladd, H.N. Sutton. Give me Gibbs and Ladd, not even close in my mind at least. Kittle or Swift and Ertz. I'd rather have probably Kittle in a vacuum. If you need a running back, though, the Swift side is pretty decent. So I think it depends on your team needs. If you need a running back, Swift. If you don't need a running back that bad, I'd go with the Kittle side. Trade Barkley for Ladd and Rico. I'd probably rather have, I suppose I'd rather have Ladd and Rico right now, but the winds could totally shift on that question, just so you know. How do we feel about Genty rest of season? I like Genty still. I think he's still a top 6 to 10 running back potentially. There are going to be some ups and downs, but I still think he's going to finish inside the top 10 RBs. It's just not going to be exactly what we wanted, but it'll be a great finish. It'll be a turning it on here at this down the stretch, and he'll play a lot more. His touchdowns will need to become a very important part, and he'll need to get some receiving work and a lot of like catches, 4 or 5 catches. That'll go a long way on a game that we're projecting it to be a tough matchup. Also traded Buka and Chase Brown for Derrick Henry and Pearsall. That's too much. I would trade Buka for Derrick Henry and something, but I think trading Buka for Derrick Henry straight up is not even wise, in my opinion. Look, Buka will be back, and I know it sucks, but what if Henry has like 4 points one game and like 12 points the next game, and then all of a sudden doesn't matter? Then Buka's got the bye week, but everybody's got a bye, and then all of a sudden he's back, and you got like less than 20 points sum total. I'm not saying Henry's not a good buy and could outperform that. I'm just saying I'm not giving up Buka and something and then getting, it's like you're giving up way too much. 5-1, Dak, HN, JT, what a combo there. Scat, what an amazing flex play. And then you've got Garrett Wilson, Rice. I mean, it sucks you got hit with injuries, but Waddle's going to step up. Any moves? I'd probably say with this squad, I'm standing down. I'm sorry I'm not giving you any sort of direction here because I don't want you to trade any of your studs. I want you to keep Waddle, Rice, and you just throw Travis Hunter out there for right now. You wait on Garrett Wilson. Unless you could trade Garrett Wilson for, let's call it something along the lines of an Adams or a Ladd or an ETN or a Breece Hall. I would certainly consider all of those avenues, but I'm not trading any of those other pieces. So it kind of leaves you in a tough spot. Maybe Goddard. Yeah, Goddard might be a good piece. Goddard and Garrett Wilson for one slightly safer, one playing running back or wide receiver that's not injured right now. That's in the mix. It's doing it live. We got $100 super chat from Mark Cleveland. Everybody's pretty.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. $100+ holler. I don't even know why they're getting ditty why. $100+ holler. Oh, yeah.
I knew there was more to it. We just hadn't let it play in a while. Great show, Smitty. Best fantasy football show. Thank you, Mark Cleveland, for dropping the selfless $100 super chat, my boy. Appreciate you. Dylan with the super chat here. Dylan says, trying to get London from a guy desperate for a running back. I have Genty, Javonte, Vidal, Monty, Marks. Monty plus Spears enough. So you're trying to get London from a guy desperate for running back. Monty and Spears enough for what? For London? No, Dylan, that's not enough at all. not even close. 5 times that won't even get it. No one's giving you London for Monty and Spears. Maybe you could give up. I mean, you're not going to be able to get this very easily, bro. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have to give up Javonte and Monty for London. Like Vidal and Monty and Spears won't probably even get it done. Try. But Hampton and Monty maybe for London. I think you could get that. That could maybe work if they're eager to get a running back for later. But I don't know, man. This is a tough spot to be in. Giving up anything but Genty straight up for London is I'd rather have London. You know what I'm saying? So like, how are you gonna do this with Monty? Javonte and maybe Monty for London and something. You could try that, but there's absolutely no way someone's going to give you London for that. Appreciate your super chat. We've got Drizzo and those guys over here. I'm coming up on your super chat here soon. Smitty, you said trade Debo and Breece for a wide receiver, but I'm set at wide receiver. JSN, Rice, London, Buka, Debo, QB, Penix Jr., running backs are Kyron, Genty, Breece. Well, you're set at running back too, though, bro. You know, like what more do you want? If you're going to consolidate, I mean, you consolidate into one player. You got to pick one. You're taking a running back, you're taking a wide receiver. You know, you got bye weeks coming up and you got Buka out right now. So if you can only play 3 wide receivers and you can't have another flex play, then I guess you could lean toward RB, but you got an equal balance of solid running backs and wide receivers. I mean, there's only so much you could do. You could upgrade your tight end into a Brock Bowers. Maybe do that. We haven't done enough Brock Bowers advice. Maybe we start doing that in the next few minutes. Anybody can get into Brock Bowers very cheaply. Why don't we get rid of Breece or Debo for Brock Bowers straight up? That would work if you're not wanting to go after a wide receiver. A running back you could go get would be probably, let's see, what was that? Your running backs were Kyron, Genty, Breece. So upgrade to Gibbs. Upgrade to Gibbs. Use Debo and Breece to upgrade one of your running backs into Gibbs. Done. That or go get Brock Bowers using one of them. That would be my advice. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, my boy. Thanks for the follow-up, too. I'm sorry if you didn't get the advice you wanted the first go-around. Offer on the table. You said to conquer and divide Achane and JJ. So Achane, Kelsey, and Quentin Johnson for BTJ, Kamara, and Evans? No. That's not good enough, bro. That's not a good trade. How to conquer and divide JJ? Well, first of all, let's just say if you're dividing Achane, you're not getting, like, you're making nearly, You're making nearly downgrades with this. You got to take Achane, who just blew up, bro. It exploded. You got to go get Judkins and Adams. 2 for 1. Not this 3 for 3 balanced nonsense, Alex. You're not doing what I'm saying. I'm saying take Achane and go get 2 monsters. They're going to be lesser monsters than Achane, but they're still monsters nonetheless. You start doing this 3 for 3, 4 for 4 garbage, you're balancing the scales and giving him the best player in the deal. So absolutely not. Same thing goes for JJ. You trade JJ, you're going down a wide receiver from JJ to, let's call it a Rice. And then you're getting an extra player. Now, if you go Rice, you're going to barely get an extra player because Rice is right next to JJ. Some might even like Rice more. So if you went down to, let's say, we'll call it even a Lad McConkey, very low, now you can get a Judkins for that. Now you can get a player for that. But this whole 2 for 2, 3 for 3, 4 for 4 is exactly the opposite of what I'm suggesting that you do. Demo, appreciate your super chat. 3 and 3. I have Gibbs and Bucky, Judkins, Harvey, Bill. Top wide receivers are Adunze, Adams, and Jamo. Also have Bowers and Ferguson at tight end. Been trying to trade for a wide receiver. Nobody will bite. What can I do? I can't help you if your league won't trade, but I think Bucky, Judkins, and Gibbs is fantastic. I think your wide receivers, Adunze, Adams, and Jamo are just fine. Bowers, I love that you have him. I'd maybe try and trade Ferguson because you got Bowers. Take a little bit of a gamble, even if you had to wait another week, whatever the case may be. Look at the wire, make sure Fannon's not out there. But Ferguson might be an angle that you haven't tried yet because you've been worried about that position. But maybe you got to give it up. You got to surrender. I keep Adunze and Adams, but Jamo, I'd be tempted to move. I'd be tempted to move Bucky and Ferguson now for a now running back. You could look at Bucky for Henry or Barkley if you wanted to take a little bit of a gamble. You could go Ferguson and Bucky for, you could just say you're good at running back and say Ferguson and Bucky for JJ for a player of that level. Drizzo, appreciate you. Actually, these are very, very close. Driz and Driz. Just traded May for Bowers straight up. I'm fine with that. I don't know that I would laugh at that. May's a top 5 quarterback right now. So W or take a lap. I think it could be argued either side. Your team's Lamar. You're going to bank on Lamar coming back. That's fine. I think that you did good. I think it's a good gamble to take as a 4-2 team. But now you got Ferguson to maybe trade away with Hampton for just one player, for Bucky for a safer player that's playing right now, or you just ride the Rashad White train and trade Ferguson and Buka for a player that's playing now. Ferguson and Buka might get you a Rice. You do that, then all of a sudden you're in it, bro. Nev, appreciate you with the super chat, my boy. Gave away Troy Franklin and Blue for Ladd and Stevenson 2 weeks ago. Best investment, 5-0. That's a fantastic trade. I love that everybody. I love the people that listen to the Ladd advice. Ladd has been paying dividends. I think I got cooked in my dynasty league. I named it, but it's a lot. I'd name it, but it's a lot. I think I got cooked in my dynasty league. I'm sorry, Racing Boy. Appreciate your super chat, my boy. JCM, Garrett Wilson for Judkins. I'd take Judkins in a heartbeat. Buka, Garrett Wilson for Judkins. That's a little bit more to pay. I'd say no on that. It's a little too much, but I love the first one. The first one's fantastic. Dreo, appreciate you. Rashad White plus Pittman for Kenneth Walker and Ladd. I would rather have Kenneth Walker and Ladd, but then I flip Kenneth Walker as fast as I can. 4-2 PPR Hampton for Keenan Allen, Sharps, and Harvey. I would say give me Keenan Allen, Sharps, and Harvey, I suppose, but that's tough because all sides are confusingly complex. Trade away Jamo and Bill for James Cook. James Cook, not Cooks. I would definitely take James Cook, bro, and run. DD, appreciate you with the super chat, DD. DD says QB Darnold, K1, Bucky, Genty, JCM. What other trades for Rice? Rice, I would probably say you're going to be hard pressed to get Rice unless you throw, you could throw Bucky at him straight up. You could throw Genty at him straight up, honestly. But if you're trying to save and salvage those pieces, then it's like Hall, JCM, BTJ and Hall for Rice and something. BTJ and JCM for Rice alone. Goddard and BTJ for Rice and something. Goddard, Hall, and JCM all for Rice. Of course, I would do that. Thank you for the super chat. These two here, sorry it took so long to get to these. Oh, Amari, appreciate you. I had to go in order in which they're received. 12-man PPR, would you trade Achane for Gibbs? I'd rather have Gibbs in a vacuum, but I love both of them. Running backs are Henny Sharps. Chat, can you vote on Gibbs versus Achane? I know a lot of people are going to get in their feelings about Gibbs right now. And I know that Achane just exploded, but I still think Gibbs is the number 2-3 running back in the National Football League. Now, Achane's right around 3-4, if not 2-3-4. But Achane is fantastic. I get everybody's going to want to have Achane off the big game, but I still think that people are going to forget how good Gibbs is for a few minutes, and it's going to be painful to watch people trade him away. Now, getting Achane would be fine, but remember Achane's situation still volatile. May, Genti, Dowdle, BTJ, Tet, Tyler Warren, Ladd, Bench, Buka, Parasol, Drizzo, appreciate you. Any moves to make? I would say with this squad, I'm probably standing down unless I could get rid of Buka for a now player. And if you're trading Buka and Sharps to the Walker owner to get one extra nice player, Hampton and Buka together, I know they're both injured, but maybe somebody with a record of 4 wins or more will be willing to give you a Rice. I think somebody might be willing to give you a Derrick Henry for a potential Buka, Henry and something maybe, Barkley and something maybe, ETN and something. I'm not saying these are the most ideal situations, but if you're trying to get into a move right now, if you think you could win with Dowdle, Genti, BTJ, Tet, Tyler Warren, Ladd, and wait on Buka, which I think you honestly could, standing down might be the best course of action. And then the smaller move you could make would be trading Tet and Hampton, or Sharps and Tet to the Walker owner for just a slight upgrade over Tet. Thinking Adams, thinking I'd love to see you get into JJ using Tet and Hampton and Sharps or something like that, something wild, but probably going to be hard to do. Dowdle and Tet for one monster. That is also, I think, something I would definitely contemplate, like a JJ, something in that realm. G, thank you for the blank super chat. You got to put the message in the actual chat. I don't see any peripheral messages when I'm in super chat mode. Hampton and Rico for James Cook. I'd take James Cook and run, but I understand why people think Rico could be as good right now, and he might be, but how long does it last? We don't know. Trying to trade AJB and BTJ for a running back who is worth the two of them, that's a hard sell because somebody's got to have a surplus at RB and have a need at wide receiver equally, and it's kind of strange, but a running back that comes to mind for AJB and BTJ would be obviously Taylor. You're not going to get Bucky injured, maybe Kyron, maybe Achane's off the table. Genti, you could get Genti. You probably can't get Gibbs unless you threw in more. Judkins comes to mind. Maybe Judkins and something back though. Henry and something back. It could be Minor, the player that you get back, but I think those are players that are in the cards for that value. This one here, 12 team PPR 2 and 4. JD5, Genti, Bucky, Judkins, Igbuka, London, Evans, Fannin, Bench, Hunter. Do I stand down, or do I even though the Bucks bye week might cost me a game? Look, something's going to cost you a game. Are you going to trade for players like a Dunze only that have already had their bye? Like at some point, you're going to have to take a bath on the bye week. I think Judkins and Buka, it's a good team. I think you're fine. I think I probably stand down. The only players I'd be tempted to move right now at all would be potentially Bucky and Rashad White just to get a now playing player. But who are you going to get? You already have Judkins, who's one of the more adequate players to go get in such a trade. I don't think you're going to probably James Cook maybe using Bucky and Rashad White. James Cook seems to be a player people are running from right now. If you could throw in a Bam Knight, might get it done. I other than that, I think this is a good stand down team. You got a lot of talent. I don't think I'm running from the bye week. I think that could be a mistake for a lot of people that consider the bye week too much. Anthony, appreciate you. Jalen Warren and Kittle, or Dowdle, Waller, and Myers. I'd probably say Dowdle, Waller, and Myers. I mean, Dowdle is just such a good value right now. And then Ron with the rank Kamara, Henderson, Harvey. I mean, in that order, Kamara, Henderson, Harvey in that order. But I do think that there is a world where Hendy does explode at some point. So need help 1 and 5. Fields, Judkins, Warren, BTJ, Diggs, Juwan, Wandell, Kamara, Stafford, Monty, Puka, Kittle. It's a tough team. It's a good team, but it's hurt. I mean, I guess I would say you have to divide and conquer something. What are you going to do? Kamara and Diggs for Henry or Barkley, you got to take a gamble. I'd say in that realm. Monty and Diggs for Barkley or Henry. You got to throw in something like Warren. You got to do it. And then past that, I don't know. You can't really. You might have to make baby steps. Kittle and something. Puka for an Adams and something. Puka for a BTJ and something. Puka and Kittle for two players like Henry and a Lad or something wild like that. It might have to be the avenue that you approach. But definitely work on the first part. And then if you can do some sort of Kittle trade, you might unfortunately have to do that. Dynasty PPR 3-3 is dead. Moves to make: May, Hampton, JK, Vidal. At least you got Vidal. May's playing great. Mondre, Garrett Wilson, Buka. Man, you got hit hard. MHJ, Buka, Garrett Wilson. You can't catch a break. I wish I could tell you there's something to do here, but you can't really move anything. No one's buying. You'll have to try and sell Buka. I don't think Garrett Wilson's very sellable injured. I think Buka is. You're going to have to trade Buka for Henry or Barkley or ETN or Judkins or James Cook and get the extra player. So 2 for 1. It has to be somebody like Adams or Ladd or something. You're going to have to trade Buka for a combo pack like that. Otherwise, there's no move for that team to make right now. Maybe next week. Just traded Kamara for AJB. I think that both players are concerns for me, so I don't know that I feel any way about that one. Who to trade Dowdle for? Adams for BTJ would be two players. Judkins all come to mind. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you for the super chat. Clock says just traded Kamara. Okay, who do I trade for Dowdle? Steve says trade Pickens, Genty for Gibbs, Tet, and McMillan. Pickens and Genty for Gibbs. Give me the Gibbs, Tet side. It's not even close, bro. Trade Rome and Bill for Pickens. I think I could go either way. Rome with the bye already out of the way. I'd probably rather have Bill and Pickens for right now. I just don't trust Caleb all that much. So give me the Pickens side. Pickens is a baller. Even with Lamb coming back, I still think he balls. Mayfield, London, Buka, Rice, Worthy, Scat, Judkins, Dowdle, Sharbs, Mason, Taylor. Any moves? I'd probably say with this squad, I love the team. Rice, I mean, you got a great squad. Scat, Judkins. I mean, these running backs, Dowdle, they're going crazy right now. Maybe you have a surplus. Maybe you trade Vidal and Hampton with potentially Worthy to go get a JJ-esque player. As high as you can, wide receiver, Justin. Just keep reaching until you get to a point where you're like, okay, this isn't worth it anymore, but just go straight down the gauntlet of wide receivers. Smitty, I got Mike Evans, Nico, AJ Brown, Shakir. I have Henry, Monty, Warren, Judkins, running back Waller, and tight end Waller and Hant. Okay, Fields and Dart at QB. Any moves? 3-3. I'd probably say with this squad, Nico Collins, AJB. I'm trading AJB, waiting on Mike Evans. Henry, I wait on just because what are you going to get for him? Monty, there's a little hype on Monty right now. So Henry, Judkins are my RBs. Nico's my wide receiver. Evans is my wide receiver. I'm trading Monty, Warren, and AJB for one player. Barkley, Cook, ETN, and something. You've got Judkins already. Obviously, you're trying for JJ. You're trying for a wide receiver like that. And honestly, AJB and Monty and Warren could get JJ in some circles. In a Shark League, maybe not. But who's to say that you're Rice straight up? I'd take that. I would keep what I told you to keep and try and get an elite player using that combo. Thank you for the super chat. Mahomes, Bucky, Walker, Jettas, Buka, Pickens, Bowers, Bench, Chuba. It's a good squad. Probably say with this team, let me see if I can move this over here. Thank you, Sports, for the $20 super chat. I'll answer your question in just 1 second, pal. Appreciate you. Bucky, wow, this team, I don't know. What do you do? What do you do? Pollard, it's not a lot to move here. I love Jettas, but Mahomes, Bucky, you're waiting on Bucky, Walker. Walker and maybe Walker and Pollard for something. Walker for Adams, Walker for Lamb, or Lamb. Only problem is if you get rid of Walker, who's your starting running back going to be? Yeah, you can't do that. Never mind. Hold on. Chuba. You could go after Dowdle. Walker for Dowdle, and then get Dowdle and Chuba paired up there. That might be a safe move. Try that. Pollard and Buka for just one slightly safer player. Pollard and Buka for, I mean, you try for JJ, you try for JSN, you try for St. Brown, you try for Rice. I think that would be probably the move to make. Ron, appreciate your super chat. Start 2, Breece, Dowdle, Kamara, Vidal, Henderson. You're going to go probably Dowdle and, I don't know, bro. Right now, Dowdle and Vidal for right now. We'll have to play that by ear. This $20 holler from Sports. Sports, appreciate you, my man.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sports to the moon. Appreciate you. 4-2. Mahomes, Fields, and Genty, Henry, Hampton, IR, Hendy, Sharps, Tootin, wide receivers, London, Garrett Wilson. Any trade packages, wide receivers since Garrett Wilson's hurt? Maybe you're going to probably move. I keep Genty, Henry. I probably move Hampton if I can. Sharps if I can. Dowdle if I can. London, I'm keeping. So Worthy or Garrett Wilson with Dowdle, Worthy or Garrett Wilson with Hampton, and you're trying to get that potential. Man, I wonder if you could trade Dowdle and Garrett Wilson injured, or Dowdle and Worthy for St. Brown, for a Nico, for a Rice, for maybe, or what if you traded Worthy and Hampton for a Dunze and something, Worthy and Hampton for Rice. I'd throw in Fannin if I needed to. I don't want to trade him, but I'd throw in Sharps if I needed to. I'd throw in Hendy if I needed to. But Hampton, Garrett Wilson, and Worthy for a Rice or obviously a JJ or a St. Brown or a Nico Collins is going to be worth it. You could also potentially, if you could start 3 running backs, I would throw Hampton and Worthy or Hampton, Garrett Wilson at Barkley and take a gamble there. Those would be interesting moves to me anyway. Have Rico, no, not Rico. I have Rice and Worthy, trade Worthy for JMO. It's not bad. It's pretty even. There's pros and cons to it. I don't think one is more outweighing the other right now. Would you drop Keon for Tez? Probably, but that's not a lock by any means. And then Travis Hunter dropped. How much fab do I drop? I can't tell you that, Joshua. There's no way for me to get. Anybody that tells you a number, stop watching them. Unfollow them. There's no way I could know how much fab to drop. There's none. Zero chance. I could say 15%. What's that do you? I don't know your league. You got to look at the trending. What is the highest bid someone drops on a wide receiver? And he's not even worth that to everybody, so you don't need to drop that. I would say whatever the average is for a wide receiver right now, just the average. If any wide receiver, go look at the last 15 wide receivers grabbed, go slightly above the average. That's it. I don't think anybody's even going to race to get him. Myers and London for Chubb and Hill before the injury. That's a smash, bro. You got him good on that one. That's crazy. Beast mode, 10-man, 3-3. Genty, Lamb, Rice, Ladd, Warren, Chase Brown, Hendy, Woods, Waller. Any moves? Baker, man. I'd probably say this team's a hold. This team's fantastic. Tyler Warren straight. Chase Brown and maybe Waller for one player. Go after Adams. Go after BTJ. Go after Adunze. Try and get that one extra piece. Or maybe you're moving Chase Brown, Waller, both or one to upgrade Javonte just slightly into it, or even upgrade Genty even slightly. Maybe you can get Gibbs right now using Genty and Chase Brown and Waller. So try those avenues. Ben says Yo Smitty 3-3, JD5 Lamb Debo, Tyler Warren. Use Tyler Warren to upgrade my running back. Mahalo. Maybe. I don't love trading Tyler Warren, but he is definitely a trade piece. Fanning could be too. So if you traded Tyler Warren, let's say to upgrade your RB, we're talking about maybe. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to want Hendy or Harvey right now, which is good because you get to hold them. But maybe Benson. So like Tyler Warren and the thought of getting Benson back might get you an ETN. I don't know if that's worth it to you or if you worry about him. I understand if you do. Judkins makes a lot of sense. The Judkins panic is real. I think James Cook or Judkins is more attainable. Derrick Henry or Barkley, one of those guys using Tyler Warren. I hate to do it, but it certainly would be a nice secure move for you to go get an RB. I don't mind that at all. Trade away Egbuka for Barkley. I think it's okay, G Money. It's crazy we're there, right? But it is what it is. You need a running back badly enough. You can't wait on Buka. I probably would have tried to get more, but you already did it. It makes sense. Dan Campbell said he'd like the balance. Yeah, I did a whole thing on this in the news portion of the show. Should I trade Gibbs and Buka for JT and Sutton? I don't think so. I don't know why you'd panic on Gibbs. Go watch the beginning of the show where I break this down. It's laughable that people are freaking out about the Gibbs situation. See what I'm talking about, guys? No offense to that, Drizzo. I appreciate you dropping that. But people are actually making trades based on this. It's insane. It's insane. 3-3, Dak, CD, Rice, DK, Dowdle, Monty, Kraft, Keenan, Bench, Hampton, Hubbard, Jawan, Jennings, Trey Tucker, any moves. Love Rice, love CD, Dak, DK, Dowdle, Monte. Honestly, it's pretty damn good. Hampton, Hubbard. I think I'm probably trying to make sure you get Fannin if you can. I look at moving Kraft and DK for a monster wide receiver upgrade. Kraft and Dowdle for a monster running back. Kraft and Monty for Henry or Barkley or James Cook. B-men, something along that avenue. That would be pretty solid. And I'm not saying just get rid of Kraft. I mean, he's obviously really, really solid, but definitely an intriguing avenue to take with that team. Caleb, Dobbins, Scatterbo, DK, Adunze. Guys, we got about 700 here on YouTube, a couple hundred on Twitter. Please get over on YouTube, Twitter, people, and hit that subscribe button. Benched Stafford, 14-man sitting at 3-3. It's a tough team to move. Kamara, I'm trying to move Kamara. It's not easy to move though. Dunze, I keep it because of the bye week. I'd probably say Kamara and maybe Goddard gets you something small upgrade from Kamara. Maybe you're getting a Judkins if you're lucky. Judkins, people are running. Are you Smitty? Are you panicking on Judkins after one game? So certainly you can get him. Dobbins and Kamara should get you Judkins. It should. Dobbins and Kamara should get you Derrick Henry. It may be Derrick Henry and something, maybe Barkley and something. I think it'd go after those avenues, and probably would say Kamara and Goddard could maybe get you. What wide receiver could you get for that? Kamara and maybe it sucks you got to Dunze because that's who I want you to get. BTJ maybe. Rice, you try for Rice. Rice coming back is not going to be an easy player to go get, but if you throw something like Goddard and Kamara at somebody and Dobbins even, you can maybe get Rice. Upgrading Dobbins would be a thing I would be interested in, and I think some people see him as a very valuable piece right now. So if you could go Dobbins, Goddard, and Kamara for James Cook or for Judkins or for Barkley and something, for Henry and something. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate your super chat. Stash Isaiah Davis after the Hall news. I mean, your guess is as good as mine whether Davis is going to be worth anything. I'm not exactly racing out to get him. I don't care how that situation. Plus, there's a lot of what ifs right now. Superflex 3 and 3. JD5, Mahomes, JCM, Bucky, Harvey, Hunter, Rice, Debo, Fannin, Ingram. What trades? Honestly, not much I would move on that because, JCM and maybe one of the tight ends for just a small, like Lad McConkey. You're probably not getting Devontae Adams, but you try. You're probably not getting Scattaboo, but you try. You're probably not getting anything along those lines. Maybe wide receiver, you could potentially get a JMO using JCM right now. Maybe you could trade JCM and potentially one of the tight ends for. I doubt you get a BTJ. You could try. I doubt you get an Adams, like I said, but you could try. Worthy straight up for JCM if you need to just make a change. JMO, like I said, straight up. Evans right now wouldn't be a bad move to acquire Evans. So it's okay to drop him for like a booty. Yeah, I definitely am okay with that. I mean, anything can happen, but I would say, yeah, booty's probably a better option than Isaiah Davis. And Isaiah Davis starting in that offense, in that situation, I don't even know. I don't even know what it's going to look like, to be honest with you. I'm just not a huge fan of that situation at all. A different squad, also 3-3. What moves or stand down? I love Adunze. I'm probably leaving London, Adunze, and Buka altogether, unless I could keep Waddle, keep McBride, trade Buka for a Judkins, maybe. I would do that. Judkins or Rice, I'd trade Buka for Rice. If I've got to give up, like, let's say, a Charbonnet, I do that. Go to the Walker owner, see what a Buka and Sharps could get you wide receiver upgrade-wise or even running back upgrade-wise, because London, Waddle, and Adunze could suffice. So maybe they got an RB that equals that. Go check that out. I'm interested in trading Hurts, downgrade him into a Dak or a Baker, if someone even considers that a downgrade. Hard to say. And EBB, appreciate you. Herb, Hendy, CMC, Jamar, Rashee Rice, Mason, Tet, Bucky, Marks. It's a good team. What moves should you make? Other than keeping an open mind of trading CMC for the right two players, you're kind of just holding down the fort, staying the course. I don't think there's much to really do unless you're able to get something very, very valuable. 2 pieces, 2 pots of gold for CMC. We're talking you're going and getting a Genty and a receiver that's evenly equal to Genty. You're going and getting maybe a Rashee Rice and Genty. You're getting a Rashee Rice and James Cook. You're getting a Rashee Rice and Judkins potentially for CMC. But I'm always open-minded to that move, because that move is going to dilute your talent. It's not giving up on CMC. You're just taking the value CMC brings you each week. You're putting into 2 different compartments that by themselves could kind of not beat out CMC's production right now, but rival it. And then you've got it diluted the risk. I ended up winning, but did not have full trust in JMO like I should have. So I went with Debo, hoping he was ruled out, and I was going to put him on IR. Pick up McCaffrey. McCaffrey was solid though, Russian. He looks like he's gaining more value each week. You wonder what's going to happen when McLaurin comes back, though. We've seen players rise up and then vanish once the starter returns. 4-2, 12 team, second place. QB Dart, Cook, Judkins, like the running backs. McBride, love that. Amon-Ra, London, Lamb, love it. Rice, flex. Garrett Wilson, bench, love it. Don't touch it. This team's fantastic. Only thing I'd do is use maybe Garrett Wilson, and it's gonna be hard to do now to upgrade Dart. That's it. I'm not touching anything else. In order to upgrade Dart anymore without using anything but Garrett Wilson, you got to trade one of those starters. I'm not touching it, bro. That team's fantastic. Stand down order in effect.
Alert. Stand down order in effect.
No doubt about it. I'm not touching that squad, my boy. Curtis with a super chat. Curtis, appreciate you. Trade away Worthy and Jalen Warren for JD5. If you need a quarterback really badly, you're struggling, I'm fine with that. That's a fine move in a 1 QB. If it's a 2 QB, of course you do it. But in a 1 QB, I still make that move. I like that a lot. That's a fantastic trade. That's a fantastic trade, bro. Yeah, so anybody that missed the show earlier, Breece Hall saying free Breece, he put it in his message that he dropped on, see the free 20, posting that, and then after that putting a cross your fingers emoji next to and reposting Bam Knight's touchdown run for the Cardinals. Like, why are you doing that? Wait, is Arizona in the mix? Is Arizona in the mix, or is it going to be KC AZ, LAC. These are the most likely. Houston potentially. These are all teams that could be in the mix for a running back right now. AZ, KC, Houston, Pittsburgh for a wide receiver. Is Garrett Wilson even capable of being moved? Will he even get healthy and be able to be traded? Probably. It looks like it's just going to be a couple weeks maybe for Garrett Wilson. 4 and 2.5 PPR. Dak, Genty, Dowdle, Pickens, Franklin, Otten, Chase Brown, Darnold, Marks, Harvey, Burden, Bowers on IR, Evans then at wide receiver. Evans should be coming back. Bowers is coming back here soon. Burden should be pretty good if DJ Moore can't play, and I don't think DJ Moore can play. So you're looking at a pretty solid upgrade there for Burden. Burden should be grabbed by anybody that needs a wide receiver. Chase Brown could be traded. Dowdle could be traded, but honestly, right now with Genty, Dowdle, I would strongly consider trading Chase Brown and Pickens for like a Jettas or a James Cook or a potential Rice. You know, those are all in the realm of possibility. Not some of these. It's funny how someone says, "Oh, no one's doing that in my league." I wouldn't suggest something if I don't see it happening. I'm not saying every trade I suggest is happening around. I'm just saying I'm getting questions on the daily where people have these kinds of offers laid out, sat on the table for them. So I don't want to hear that you can't rake someone over the coals. And somebody might say, Smitty, that's not the best course of action. You should always want to make a good trade. Maybe you do. And maybe that burns bridges and no one wants to trade with you. But guess what? I'm not in the business of making an even trade. I'm in the business of, in the moment, trying to win a league now. And the person you rake over the coals might quit and not be in the league next year anyway. And then what? You made a good, excellent trade, kept the relationship great, and he quit the league anyway. Like, I'm in the business of, no offense, but absolutely lambasting you in a trade. And I'm going to continue to do that. That's how I operate. So when I say something like, oh, maybe you could trade Pickens and Chase Brown for Jettas, and you say, oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Maybe you can. Maybe the world revolves around you, Steven. And in your league, you're just in such a good league, no one can pull one over on anybody. I see it every single day. I see it every single hour. So you're trying to make one of those trades. $20 hauler by Russian Collusion, dropping a wad. Appreciate you, Russian, doing it live. Russian Collusion, my friend.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Russian says 3-3 won the last 3. Any moves? My team is not deep. Must roster 2 QBs, 2 tight ends. I have Dart, Stroud. That's weak. Benson, Chase Brown, Genty, White and Genty are pulling their weight. So maybe we're trading Chase Brown away or White. But Egbuka, man, this sucks. Debo, Sutton, Jamo, Waller, McBride. I'm interested in trading Waller and McBride, and you'd have to get one of their tight ends back. But maybe you could then upgrade, let's say, maybe you can upgrade Buka into Rice. Maybe you could upgrade, if you play Waller and you trade McBride and you can get Rice instead of Buka, that's a huge win. A JJ, a Rice, a JSN, a Nico Collins. I think I'm trying to go that avenue. If not, I'm trying to, using that tight end situation, again, knowing you need to get another one back. You're trying to upgrade Chase Brown into James Cook right now, into Judkins right now. That move would be pretty nice for your depth, Russian. Appreciate you with the super chat. DJ, is it safe to offer Garrett Wilson and Goddard for CD? Is it safe to offer that? Absolutely. I mean, I don't think you'll get that. I don't think Lamb's not that cheap, but I certainly, is it safe? I mean, it depends if the person is going to scream and yell at you or slam the door right in your face. But yeah, my brother wants some suggestions on his 1-5 team. JD5, Genty, Scattaboo, Kamara, Nico, Worthy, Ladd, McBride, benches, Hollywood. Goff has been facing top scorer damn near every week. Okay, I'll probably say with this squad, you're really good at quarterback and your two RBs. Kamara is worth trading. Nico, you keep. Ladd, you keep. McBride, you keep. So Kamara and Worthy for one player. Kamara and Worthy for Judkins. Kamara and Worthy for Adams. Kamara and Worthy for... Adams is kind of maybe you need to get Adams in something. But for Rice, for any player above there, even Roma Dunze with the bye week out of the way, I think that's the only thing you focus on is that particular move right there. This one here from Cruz. Cruz, appreciate your super chat. Smitty 1 of 5 need to make a move. Superflex, T-Law, Dart, Flacco. Not the greatest quarterback situation at all. Adams, Evans, Waddle. Okay, wide receivers can suffice, and then you got Keenan Allen to work with maybe in a trade. Genty, Hall, Judkins, Harvey. So Genty, Judkins. So we're moving Hall. Traded Goff for J.K. and Devontae Adams. Traded Goff and J.K. for Devontae Adams. That's nice. Losing Goff sucks in the Superflex, though. But, I do like Adams a lot. Package Genty or running back plus wide receiver to get Gibbs. Sure. Genty and Waddle for Gibbs and something. That would be fantastic. I think, Hall and Waddle for a monster would be also very nice. Hall and Keenan Allen for a potential. Rice would be awesome. A Rice type player. London's probably off the table. Nico might be doable. I think those would work, Nico. Any other ones, bring them to me, but I'd say along the lines of that. $20 hauler from Sticky. Sticky, appreciate you.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sticky says, 3-3, Jamar, Buka, Myers, Golden, Kyron, JCM, Hampton, Harvey, Hendy, Marks, Tootin, Buka, Hampton. Buka and Hampton for Bijan too much. No, it's not too much. Especially with the injuries to ball. You're not getting any points from these guys, bro. That'd be absolutely phenomenal. I'll try Myers and Hampton first to getting Bijan. No, don't try Myers and Hampton for Bijan. That's insulting, Sticky. And he's going to slam the door in your face. You're not getting that one. Go straight for the bigger trade. They may add a small wide receiver. Don't ask for anything back either. You're getting greedy, Sticky. You'll be lucky enough to pull this off, by the way. Tez down, Kirk on waivers. Thank you. I like Bourne probably the most out of those receivers. Bourne, then Booty in that order. But yeah, don't try and finagle on this. My boy's trying to finagle. We got a $50 hauler from Husseini, and we got a $10 hauler from Ralph. We'll put Ralph's right here. Husseini, this one's for you, pal.
$50. Give me $50 holler.
We got it. We got Sticky trying to finagle. I'm going to try and ask for just give him Myers. Part 1, I'm 1 and 5. Last night you recommended me trade JD5 Sutton or JCM for a better wide receiver or running back. Is trading JD5 Sutton for Henry Adunze a good trade? You get Henry and Adunze for JD5 and Sutton, and we quit our jobs and we come work for you. Or JD5 Sutton for Saquon. I'm fine with that one too. It's worth the gamble. If you need a move, you're 1 and 5. You're banking on Saquon. If he doesn't do it, it was a good gamble. Or JD5 Sutton for Saquon. Also have Dak. Your show makes my nights. Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate you. Thank you, Husseini. Thank you for the $50 hauler. I really appreciate you. Your support is unmatched. You, New Age, everybody. Perps over the years. Ron Navy over the years. Obviously, BBQ. Some of you guys are just absolute monsters. Appreciate you all. I'm sorry I'm not naming everyone. I know everyone's like, what about me? It's hard to name everyone. I'd say, first of all, Jose with a $20, Beezy with a $20, Mike W with a $20, George P, Sports, Russian Collusion, who's been generous for years, Sticky, getting greedy but still generous. G Money is one of the most generous people that graces this channel. G Money, you out there, my boy? G Money to the moon. Beezy to the moon. Lego Batman to the moon. We're talking about just, and that it doesn't end there. I'm so sorry if I didn't say your name and you're like, what about me? Everybody. Husseini, appreciate you. Part 2, my full lineup: JD5, Dak, Judkins, Rice, Ladd, Sutton, Golden, Warren, Harvey. Yeah, I love the team. I'm not moving Judkins, Rice, Ladd. I definitely will move Sutton. I'd throw in Warren if I needed to, but we're definitely moving Sutton, Husseini. It's definitely something I would Sutton, JD5 Sutton, Warren, Harvey, throwing Warren. If they want a Dak over JD5, you give them that. JCM, I throw JCM in if I got to do a deal. Husseini. And he moves 5-1. Kyle, appreciate your super chat. I got you right here. Keeper league 5-1, 2-player keeper league. JD5 may trade one of the quarterbacks unless it's a super flex, but I don't see that it is. So trade one of the quarterbacks. A lot of quarterback needy teams, bro. J.K. Dobbins in a quarterback for a slight running back upgrade. You got Karen in the running back slot. Puka, St. Brown, Buka. Man, it sucks. You got hit with injuries, but you kind of have two great wide receivers, Pickens and St. Brown, to suffice while you wait. And Shaheed, whatever, like just throw one of those guys. I'm not sure I'm panicking on trade, but would I move Judkins and Buka for? Puka. Buka and Dobbins for Judkins or Henry and something. I would strongly consider it. I think that's probably what you got to look at. I'm not saying I move Buka lightly or Puka, but I would definitely move Buka and Dobbins for I would try and get like a Judkins and something, a Henry and something, a Barkley and something if you're going to go down that road. But I don't know. I'd probably keep Puka and move Buka I guess if I'm needing to make a move. But at 5-1, you don't necessarily need to. It's also a keeper league. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say stand down in a keeper format. I don't want you terrorizing this roster. Your two best keepers, I mean, you got St. Brown too, though. What if you traded St. Brown for Judkins and like a Ladd or Judkins and an Adams? St. Brown, I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know. Explore that. Ralph, see what St. Brown could get you. And we'll go from there. Dimes, Burrow, Bijan, Gibbs, Hendy, Benson, Buka. Need a flex from this team. Waiver options are Vidal. Come on now. Go get Vidal. He shouldn't even be out there. Vidal's a fantastic ad. I'll probably say with this squad, my boy, I'm not trading Rice. I'd only trade Buka. You got Gibbs and Bijan. I don't know. With Rice and Diggs, I think I wait on this team. I'd pick up Vidal. I'd consider trading Vidal and Buka for a Rice or something. If you can't get a Rice or a London or a Nico or a St. Brown using Buka and Vidal, you've got to get Vidal. It's such a good trade piece. Or, pick up Devontae Smith if you can't, and then try and trade Devontae Smith. And, you could throw in a Benson. You could throw in a Travis Hunter. You could throw in... you could go fanning off of waivers if he's there and trade Tyler Warren and Buka to get that JJ type player and not wait on the wide receiver. Those are all the ideas I can think of for the squad. Wolfman says trade Breece Hall for DK or Worthy or AJB or Tet. I'd probably say DK, then Tet, then Worthy in that order. Thank you, Wolfman. Appreciate you. I made a Marsman trade offer to you. I'm looking for a wide receiver 2 and a running back 2. Okay, I'll look in just a bit. Appreciate you. Ben, appreciate you. Fannin and Golden for Javonte Williams. Fannin and Gordon. I'd take Javonte Williams in a millisecond. That's a fantastic trade. Appreciate the hard work you put in 24/7. Should I pick up Isaiah Davis right now? Should I trade Gibbs for Lamb and JD5? I think Lamb and JD5 for Gibbs is pretty good if you need a quarterback. And Isaiah Davis, I'm not too worried about, bro, at all. Racing Boy with a $20 hauler. Racing Boy,
alert.
my guy.
Super chat alert.
Thank you, Racing Boy. Appreciate you. Dynasty Superflex team, just naming a few. May, Penix, Darnold, Gibbs, Bucky, Woody, London, Tet, Bond, Ingram, Gadsden, Mason, Taylor, Benson, Allen. Yeah, Dynasty, I'm not moving injured guys. Like, this is a good team. This is a solid team. London and Ted's fantastic. Ingram, Gadsden. I don't think there's much to maneuver here. May's going to be fantastic, too. You know, if someone was struggling at QB and you could get rid of a Darnold or a Penix, and they take... I just don't think you're going to be able to move much. JCM and that quarterback, the backup quarterback, to get something, you know, just something of note. Example would have been like Ladd, when everyone wanted to give up on Ladd. People want to give up on MHJ. J-Mo, people want to throw J-Mo away. Like JCM and a quarterback to a quarterback needy team that has a player like that, it's kind of an intriguing proposition. You know what I'm saying, Racing Boy? Like something along that lines. Let's do it live, Smitty. Okay, I'll look at it once I get through these super chats. Hope it's a good offer, because I'm going to read it out loud. Any update on CeeDee Lamb playing? He's expected to play as of this moment. Like, the trending is that direction. 5-1. Any moves with this roster? I'm probably going to say get rid of K9 and Sharbs. I like Lamb and Adunze, not touching that. Bucky, I'd probably wait on, unless I can use Lamb and K9 and Sharbs to get Bucky upgraded into a player playing now. James Cook, JT, Henry and something. But waiting on Bucky's, you're 5-1. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm going to say hold. Sharbs and K9 for Adams. Sharbs and K9 for BTJ. Sharbs and K9 for maybe, who's your tight end? What do you got at tight end? I don't think you listed any. Who's your tight end? Maybe don't have a tight end required. If you do, go Bowers. K9 for Bowers straight up, 1-for-1. Keep Sharbs. Past that, I mean, this is kind of a whole team, bro. It's a really good squad. I can take the heat, says Russian. Okay, I'll read your question right when I'm done with these super chats. Big Nick, appreciate you with the super chat. Big Nick coming in strong with the $5 holler. Says 8-man double flex. I have Mahomes, Dak, Gibbs, Bucky, JCM, Sharbs, Hendy, Mason, Pickens, BTJ, Rice, London, Kraft, Tet. Who should I trade to get Tyler Warren or Judkins? I'd trade JCM, Mason, Kraft. So Kraft and JCM, Kraft and Mason to get Tyler Warren should work. Mason and Kraft to get Judkins. If they've got Tyler Warren, then they won't want Kraft to get Judkins, though. But if that's a different team, Mahomes or Dak, if this is a 1 QB league, then if they're QB, if either team's QB needy, you could easily do Mason and like Dak. Probably try not to trade Mahomes, though. Tet for Judkins straight up. Tet for Tyler Warren straight up. But if you've got Kraft, you can maybe trade Kraft and JCM in another deal, Nick. That could work. Kraft and Terry for Swift and Keenan Allen. I'd probably rather have Swift and Keenan Allen for now, but I'm going to tell you right now, a month from now, I think I'm going to rather have Kraft and Terry. So it kind of depends on what you need right now. So at 2 and 4, you kind of need the Swift value, I suppose. But I don't know. I feel like Swift could continue to play well because Ben Johnson has a good scheme, or he could be a paper tiger. I don't know. He looked pretty good though. I have Dak and Fields in my QB1 league. Is Fields worth rostering without Wilson? Not really, but it does fully depend on the options that you're, neglecting. What's it going to look like, So let me go to the Marsman League. I got Russian Collusion. Drop me an offer, supposedly. Let's take a look at this offer. The offer is as follows. I get Waddle, Darren Waller, and Stafford. He gets Chase Brown and Rashee Rice. No way, Russian. I wouldn't trade you Rashee Rice for Waddle, Waller, and Stafford. So I'm going to go ahead and decline that one. Rice is a top 5 to 8 overall player to me. So we're not even remotely close. Like, that's where, like, if you counter changing it a little bit, I send the offer back. If it wasn't Russian collusion, I would say this. I wouldn't say this to Russian because I love Russian collusion. Love Russian collusion, I should say. But I would normally say, bro, I just told you I don't like this. Why'd you just send me back the offer? Rice ain't going nowhere. Unless you're going to give me the world. Like, let me put it this way. Let me concoct a trade that sends you Rice. Let me show you. I have Dak, Fields, and 1 QB. Fields worth rostering. No on that one. Russian says any of your wide receivers. Okay, we'll look at it. We'll try and do a trade live. And then this one from Z. Z, appreciate your super chat. 12-man half PPR QB Prescott May. Let's trade one of the quarterbacks. London, Rome, Adams, Pearsall, Genty, Scat, JCM, Hendy, McBride, any moves. Love the running backs. I'm trading JCM and McBride if I can. Well, you know what? London, Rome, Adams, you're good. You're great at wide receiver. You're great at. Let's trade a quarterback and JCM, or a quarterback and Knight, to just try and get that Ladd, Adams, JMO, Monty. Monty's still good value, regardless of what I think of this news. I could care less about it for Gibbs. Gibbs is going to be fine. Hall on the low, ETN on the low. Hampton injured. You could go get Hampton injured using JCM and a quarterback. I'm not saying you have to get rid of your quarterback either, but kind of an intriguing proposition. People are hurting at QB, so you almost have to go to that team and let me know what they have. Pick one to start, but I don't trade anybody else. I like your team. Pick one to start. Zach Ertz or Fannin. Fannin, my boy. We're talking Fannin all week long, all year long. Now's his time to shine. We're not gonna back away from the Fannin walking into this game, my boy, at all. 4-2, Dak, Jones, Hampton, IR, Hendy, Harvey, Sharps, Woody Marks, Tootin, Gainwell, Nico, BTJ, Pickens. Love the receivers. McBride. Have a waiver claim for Vidal. What should I do with this team? Show loves you back. Thank you. Vidal and Hampton for Adams. Vidal and Hampton for, let's say, James Cook, and then you throw in something else to get that done, like Addison. Vidal and McBride for, hopefully you can pick up Fannin or something, and then now McBride and Vidal can get you a Derrick Henry or a Barkley or a James Cook, or potentially I wonder if you could get Rashee Rice using even Pickens and Vidal, or Addison and McBride for Rice, potentially for Judkins, throw in JCM. Or do you have JCM? No. Addison. Thank you, Dre. Appreciate you. Dre to the moon. All right, Russian. Let me send a trade offer to Russian in this league. All right, trade. What was it? Waddle? Was that your team? Okay. So, in this league, he wants a wide receiver. I mean, I like Kyron Williams. Did I get Oscar super chat at the beginning? If he dropped it way before the show started, no, I didn't. I got one from Silent Goldie. It says Wilson for ETN. Silent Goldie, you still out there? Guys, make sure you don't drop them way before the show starts, or I don't see them. I have ETN scat. I think I answered this one though. I'd rather have ETN. No, I didn't get Oscars. Oscar, post your message, and I'll try and read it. But yeah, if you dropped it like way before the show started, probably not. Russian collusion. Let's get a trade going here. Let's see. I like Nico. I like Waddle a little bit, not a ton, but I like Waddle, and I like Kyron Williams. Those are the players I like. So Russian, you tell me what you want to do here. I don't think I'm trading Rashee Rice for. I'll be honest with you, just to set the bar. I would rather have Rice than Nico. So you can't even send me Nico for Rice straight up. I'll say no. But if you give me, let's say, Kyren and Nico for Chase Brown, Rice, and Worthy, Oscar says it wasn't before the show. Well, then I'm pretty sure I got it, Oscar. Did you take a potty break? Oscar says ETN and JMO for Saquon. Yeah, I answered this one. I'm almost positive I did. If I missed it, I'm sorry, but I pretty much remember it. I would say this is pretty close. I would say I like the ETN JMO side a little bit more if I've got Tootin. If I don't have Tootin and I need to take a chance and I need to change things up, I could definitely go after Saquon and take the gamble. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like if you're in a position where you've got to make a move, then you got to make a move, bro. You know, that's what I would advise you. If you're not winning with your current formula, then make the trade. It's pretty even. Russian, what about that trade? Kyren and Nico for Rice, Worthy, and Chase Brown. Thank you, Oscar. Russian, if you like that, offer it. See, I can do trades live. I don't need to wait. I don't need to wait on anything. I can do a trade right now. Need a running back. I have 2 trade ideas. Trade Pearsall for Monty. Do it. Or trade Mahomes, JJ, and Pearsall for Olave and Bijan. Mahomes, JJ, Pearsall. Man. Backup QB is Purdy. I'd probably rather have... Man, chat, can you vote on this? Chat, can you vote on this? Would you rather have Bijan and Olave and your quarterbacks would be Purdy and Dart? Or would you rather have JJ and Mahomes and Pearsall? Please vote on that right now in the chat for Ryan. Ryan, let's see what the group think gets you on this. Probably best to go to groupthink on this one. This is a tough one. Very, very tough one. Russian, let me know what your offer is here. My best 2. Well, I mean, you tried to get my best player without offering even one of your best 2 players. But I don't know. I think Worthy, Chase Brown, and Rashee Rice for Kyren and Nico is pretty fair. I can maybe even give you, if I've got like a JCM or something, I forget what I have. What else do I have? I have a Tootin. I have a Cross-Key Merit. I could give you a Cross-Key Merit. I could give you a Bashal Tootin. That sounds awful. I could give you a Bashal Tootin. If you give me Nico, I could give you a Bashal Tootin. That sounds horrible. Man, how many times has that been said that it's gone unnoticed? We're sickos. I need a QB. I mean, I need a QB maybe, but you don't have a QB to give me. Like, your QBs aren't better than my QBs. You've got Goff, Nix, and Stafford. I've got Penix Jr. and Kyler Murray. Like, they're both in the same boat. But I'm waiting for your counter. I told you what I like. I've got a... Okay, here we go. Stafford. No. Do I have another trade offer? Travis sent me an offer. in the Marsman League, I think. Travis, did you just send me one? Travis sent me one. Travis is going to give me... What do you guys think I am? Some sort of moron? Travis, this one's worse than his. Charbonnet, McConkey, and Travis Hunter, and $25 for JJ and Krosky Merritt. Now, I love Lab McConkey, but I'm not giving up JJ. If I did this trade live on the air, I might as well close down shop. Okay, Stafford, Waddle, Kyren for Chase Brown, Worthy, and Henderson. Chase Brown, Worthy, Henderson for Stafford, Waddle, Kyren. I get Kyren and Waddle and Stafford. He gets Chase Brown, Worthy, Henderson. I do that, right? Yeah. I do that. Stafford, Waddle, Kyren for Chase Brown, Worthy, Henderson. Agreed, chat? Agreed? Stafford, Waddle, Kyren, Chase Brown, Worthy, Henderson. I mean, the only thing that's going to be bad about this trade is if Henderson blows up. But that's a good trade for me. That's a real good trade for me. Thank you, Russian. So, now my team is Kyren. All right, let's set him. Let's set the lineup. Yeah, it's a 1 QB. All right, thank you, Russian. Good trade offer. So now I'm going to move Kyren Williams into the lineup. I'm going to move Waddle into the lineup. So now my team is this. I got Stafford, Kyren, Rashee Rice, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle. I think. I got to close the app because it's got like half of the trade processed and half of it not. Good old... Leave it to good old Russian. He will send you a super chat. Okay, so I got Rashee Rice, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Waddle, Kyren Williams, Matthew Stafford. I got Ibuka hurt, by the way. So my team sounds a little light. Once Buka's back, I got Rice, JJ, Waddle, and Buka. And I've got Kyren. I don't have a good running back, too. I'll admit that right now. I'm waiting on Tootin. I just traded away Chase Brown. But that was a good trade for me. That was a good trade. Thank you, Russian. Russian, great trade. Here was the trade. He sent it to me. He got Chase Brown. I just accepted it live. That's all I did. I got Stafford. I don't write it this way. I got Stafford, Kyren, Waddle. He got Hendy, who I do hope makes me regret this trade. Right now, he's not, but I hope he does. Worthy and Chase Brown. You know what we did with this trade, though? And I do think that I got over on that trade, or I wouldn't have done it. This is my side. The one thing we got to hope for is that this trade, this is what we needed. Smitty needed to trade Hendy on the live stream in order to ignite the glory. So I hope that I look like a fool and Henderson goes crazy for all of us. I hope that Russian collusion, we needed Russian collusion to do this. We needed this badly. Smitty trade Rico and Addison for Kyren. I'd take Kyren. Henry and Hampton for Krosky, Merritt, and Scat. I would take probably Henry and Hampton. Probably Scat and Krosky, Merritt. That's close. That's really, really close, bro. Nearly dead even, to be honest. Russian said, I am losing anyway, so need to take a chance on both running backs. Gotcha. I'm losing too. I've been riddled with injuries. Now I lose Buka. Finally get Rice back. Now I lose Buka. I've been just hit hard with injuries in Marsman. My team's good, and I can't win. Not sure if you addressed the effect of Breece trade on the Jets backfield. We've talked about it all show on and off. Davis doesn't tickle my fancy, bro. He just doesn't. Killer Cam with a $20 super chat. BBQ with a 10. We got CJ with a 20. CJ, Russian Collusion, appreciate your trade. You ignited a bunch of super chats off of this. People waited 6 weeks to get Rice in their lineups, and they want to trade him. You draft Buka Monster in the middle rounds, and he's a wide receiver 1, and you want to trade him. I don't get the fantasy mind. I agree with you, BBQ. It's wild. I think if people have to trade him, they better get the world, and that's why those offers are going to help you, or you don't do them. $20.
Alert. Super chat alert.
14-man league had a trade go down today and caused an uproar. We don't veto, and you shouldn't veto. But after this trade, it came up. You shouldn't veto. Veto's for get rid of people that make such bad trades they ruin the league or corrupt the league. Thoughts on how to proceed. You just let it happen. You're grown individuals making trades. You should be able to do what you want. Rice and McBride for Theo Johnson, Monty, Troy Franklin, and Keon Coleman. Oh, that's got to be vetoed. That's so bad. So my thinking is here, they're too incompetent to play, so you got to kick them out. Or there's collusion going on. Rice and McBride for Theo Johnson, Monty, Troy Franklin, and Keon Coleman. That's so bad. That's so bad. Oh, man. That's one you need to change your underwear for. You just, God, that is so bad. Oh, that person. Can you imagine going into the office the next day after you pulled off that trade? Oh, boy. Yeah, I don't know, CJ. You may have changed my mind on vetoes. Maybe there needs to be an emergency button. Maybe you don't call it vetoes. You call it, you take a power of attorney over their decision making. That is awful. Oh, man. What's up, Smitty? 10-man, half PPR, Baker. I don't know how to proceed. You just got to get people like that out of your league. That's insane. 10-man, half PPR, Baker, CMC, HN, Waddle, bench, Sharps. Got offered Jettas for ETN and JMO. Take it. I take Jettas for sure. That's good. I took that, and I need to trade for another running back. Take that, and then honestly, the only thing you're going to consider, like I said, is to another person, is you're trying to move like Kraft off the high value to go get that running back. Let's say it's Javonte right now, doubted. Judkins right now. And Kraft and Higgins, Kraft and Keenan Allen, Kraft and Waddle could probably get that. But you still need to entertain the Christian McCaffrey trade at some point. I'm not saying you got to do it, but I definitely entertain it. Make sure you don't pass up on an opportunity to get 2 pots of gold that dilute the talent. And again, even if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong, because the players you get, the players you should get, will be just as good as CMC. Non-PPR, two times yardage, tight end premium, need 6 running back, wide receiver flex, 6 running back, wide receiver, 4 flex. Lamb, London, Rice, Rome, Genty, Judkins, Scat, Ferguson. Started 0-3, rally 3-3, do it live. So you're asking me to set the lineup, need 6. Lamb, London, Rice. Okay, so Lamb, London, Rice, Rome. You're starting those 4. Judkins, and then probably, I mean, you'd have to tell me, is Kraft like out and Ferguson outscoring like Scat in your current format? I would probably say Scat, unless Kraft and Ferguson are consistently outscoring Scat. Then you might go with the highest scoring tight end in this format. But my lean would be probably Judkins and Scat. So Lamb, yeah. But I think you should maybe look to make some trades, Brian. I mean, the other thing too, though, maybe not. Actually, maybe not. You're going to hit some bye weeks, and maybe this is where you gain those W's by having this depth. Yeah, you know what? Maybe don't do anything yet. You might have so much depth that you can kind of take people out and then kind of gain some ground, because that depth is going to come in handy with these next 3 or 4 weeks, bro. It's going to be brutal. Should I trade Waddle and Judkins for Gibbs? I'd definitely take Gibbs personally. I think that's a fantastic move. 12-man, no kicker, extra flex. Jettas, love Bucky when he's back. Hampton, God, you got hit by injury too. Wandell, Rushy Rice. I like the team. I think the only move you have to make, bro, is trying to get out of this McBride situation and go rogue. Go get Fanning. Go get whoever you can off waivers and try and use McBride to get, I would say, Adams, Cook, Etienne, Henry, Barkley, Rice. You got Rice already. Yeah. I mean, Rice and Jettas is fantastic. Once Bucky comes back, you're going to be good, but I certainly don't feel like, I mean, trading McBride's risky, but I think holding him and not capitalizing on the trade value that could be, even if McBride balls out, it could be a dead even move. You know, just like how I say trade CMC, and people are like, what? Why would you do that? Because what you're getting, if all goes well on all sides and CMC continues to ball, you both break even. You're buying low on players and you're selling high on CMC. You're going to sell high on McBride, get another tight end to suffice, and then you're going to get something so good that even if McBride balls out and we're wrong, you break even. And if he doesn't, that's when you win. Drop Kendre Miller for Spears. I probably wouldn't. I don't know. Spears doesn't... Pollard get traded? He could, but I don't hear his name being brought up a lot. Trust your gut on this one, but I think I'd rather keep Kendre, I suppose. Kendre's got some trade value, I think. Was just offered Barkley for Scat. I'd probably say Scat is safer. Barkley's higher risk, higher reward. Pick your poison. Let's bring it to the chat. Let groupthink help you and top it off. For sport, can you guys vote Barkley or Scat going forward? I think Barkley is higher risk, higher reward, for sure. So if you need that play, take it. If you want steady, then Scat. Brown for Swift. I'd rather have Chase. I guess I'd rather have. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this. For right now, I'd rather have Swift. Yeah, I'd rather have Swift. But I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that changes. I'm sorry to say that to you. I got Genty, Bucky, Judkins, Rico, Mason, Burchard. Drop Burchard. Also need a backup QB. Dimes is there. Dimes or Bam. If you need a backup QB, I grab Dimes. But would I drop Burchard for Bam? Absolutely. Would I drop Burchard because you need a drop? I'm fine dropping Burchard right now. And there are some rumors that the Chiefs go and trade for a running back. Thanks for the stand down order, Smitty. Yep. Do I start Dart at Denver or pick up Darnold? Pick up Darnold. He's on fire, bro. Penix Jr. if you don't get him. Love that. I can drop. Yeah, I'll probably drop the extra tight end. He's been playing good, but, you know, Kittle's coming back. I have London, CD, T-Mac, Waddle, and Mike Evans. Who should I trade to get a better QB or tight end? I have Caleb and Mason Taylor. Got offered Evans for Kittle, by the way. Kittle's probably going to be worth more value once he's back. So I'm not opposed to trading him. Oh, so you're getting... You say you have Evans. Got offered Evans for Kittle. I think you mean the other way. You got offered Kittle for Evans. So yeah, take Kittle. I think probably. I probably would take Kittle. I like Evans though. Evans coming back. Chat, vote on this if you'd rather have Evans or Kittle on this. And as for to upgrade, I'd say you're probably gonna have to maybe move. I hate doing it, but you're gonna have to maybe explore moving Tet or Waddle or Kittle. You get Kittle, then move Kittle for the quarterback upgrade. But I'm not necessarily doing it unless I'm getting like a Baker or a May or a Mahomes. You know, But I would trade Kittle for one of those quarterbacks for sure. And then MHJ for Bowers. I'd rather have Bowers by a country mile. Gary with a $100 everybody's pretty super chat hauler.
Smitty, Smitty, everybody's pretty. $100+ holler. I don't even know why they're getting.
Thank you very much, Gary. Need you. Do I get scat for Sutton and Warren? Absolutely. No hesitation in my mind. And chat in the chat, please vote scat or Sutton and Jalen Warren. I'm almost positive you're going to see nothing but scat and bat emojis. Gary, go get me. Do it now.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I mean, that's probably the easiest question we've been asked all day. Warren, Mason, there's your squad. Scat all day. Scat all day. And on that note, Gary, we're going to add you to the scat video.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
I am Scatman.
Who needs my help?
Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Every time we play that video now, Gary, your name will be on it because any $100 hauler can choose a video to sponsor. Essentially, your name gets, thrown out there every time we press the button. So that one is all yours, pal. All yours. This one from Fane. Fane, appreciate you dropping the super chat wattage on screen, my guy. Let me go ahead and adjust this real quickly. For some reason, I can't. Whenever we do that, I have to refix the colors. It's absolutely maddening. But there we go. Let me do that. Fane, appreciate your super chat. You're 3-0. It was 3-0. Now 3-3. 12 team PPR. Bijan owner offered me Chase Brown, Vidal for my Bill and Algier. I would definitely take Chase Brown and Vidal and run. Team is Lamar. That would really help you out. That would be a nice little addition for you. I would definitely do that. I don't know if I move anything else right now. What can you do? Hall and what? You can't really trade anything. You're going to have to wait for BTJ and CD to gain even more momentum and value. Lamar to come back and gain momentum. But this would be a nice move for you. You could maybe shop Bill and Chase Brown, Flowers and Chase Brown. BT and Chase Brown for like a JJ if you could get so lucky. But that's a good move for you. It's a really nice trade for you. Rum, appreciate your super chat. My DK and Pickens for Bijan. Let me think about that one for a second.
You've just been...
Come on, man. Absolutely. You pull that off, we quit our jobs and come work for you, Rum. I hope you know that. I hope you're ready for us. Got to show us a receipt of that one, though. Justin Fields is my only QB, and I have an offer for a Waddle from Drake May. I'd take Drake May in a heartbeat. Or should I stream QBs? No, take Drake May. He's playing like a top 5 QB, bro. It's easy. It's easy stuff. And use QB like Darnold. Okay, Darnold's not bad, though. And use Waddle for Judkins and Waddle for Gibbs trade. So Judkins and Waddle for Gibbs. So let me back up. I'd rather have Gibbs and Darnold over May and Judkins, I think is what we're talking about. Gibbs and Darnold, yes, Gibbs and Darnold, but May and Judkins is pretty good. But if I'm picking up on that right, Shannon, I'd rather have that combination. So try that first for sure. Fannin and JMO on waivers. Who should I pick up first? It depends. If you need a tight end, you go Fannin. If you don't, I kind of like JMO and Fannin about the same. So it just depends on position of need. You have Kittle, Pearsall, Ladd, Tet, Harrison. Looks like you could use a receiver a little bit more. So I'll probably go JMO, but I do think there's a chance Fannin gets picked up first, and you could maybe get both of them by not by going in the right order. I don't know. It's tough to say. You have to make that call for yourself. But I definitely think, J-Mo's going to help you a little bit more. You missed my super chat. I highly doubt it, Josh. I think you missed me talking about it. I think you took a potty break. Hampton for Keenan Allen, Harvey, Sharps. If this is the question, I'll answer it here. Thank you for putting it here. I would say, I think I said I'd rather have the key. Yeah, I remember this one. I didn't miss nothing, pal. I didn't miss nothing, pal. I didn't miss it. You took a potty, which is understandable. It's a long show. But I think my answer, if I remember correctly, was Keenan Allen, Harvey, Sharps. But I was hesitant, and I think I asked the chat to vote on it. Chat, vote on this one, please. Again, Hampton or Keenan Allen, Harvey, Sharps. I think what my thinking was is Keenan Allen's pretty good right now. Hampton's getting you nothing. It's going to be at least 4 more weeks, maybe more. And Sharps could get into the lineup by then. They could trade Walker, or Harvey could get into the lineup by then. And so in the meantime, you're getting Keenan the whole time. And one of these running backs, I kind of feel like has a decent chance of being in the mix once Hampton returns. But I think it's a really tough call. Joshua, you don't have to apologize. You don't have to find it. I'm answering it right now. But I do believe, and I'm answering it probably in more detail, so you don't need to go find nothing. I got you, pal. I'm messing around with you, kind of. Kind of true, kind of not. You know what I'm saying, Joshua? Bro fist. So, chat, vote on this one for me, please. Keenan Allen, Harvey, and Sharps or Hampton. Now, if you can weather through waiting on Hampton, he might be great, but at the same time, what if Vidal's taken over half the work and they don't give Hampton the ball the way they were all the way through the remaining part of the season? That's my biggest fear. I almost say I kind of feel like Sharps is going to be the most valuable player in that deal at some point. So, Joshua, go ahead and take it. And, Joshua, I appreciate you. I'm just messing around with you, bro. Appreciate you. Thanks for dropping the extra super chat, my boy. Chris with a super chat. I trade Jamar Chase for Rice. I'd rather have Rice. His quarterback's better. His offense is better. He's fresh. I'm not worried about him getting hurt or anything. I just think he's fresh. I think, he's going to be amazing. Mahomes is going to throw the hell out of the ball to him. It's going to be like nine targets will be a bad day. Well, but damn, he only got 9 targets instead of 16. They may protect Hampton's future. We don't even know if Hampton's is the future, like the way that this team is going to maybe operate moving forward. We don't even know. I think Hampton's still got good value. I'm just saying we don't know what's going to be like. They might literally not give Hampton all the work at all. Who knows? Keep Bam or drop him for Spears. Bam. I think Bam's better for right now. Sell Swift for Judkins. 100%, Zach. That's an easy call. Vidal takes half the work when he's back. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. We definitely is in. It's one of the potential outcomes, for sure. For sure. I'm kind of intrigued by this trade that I pulled off with Russian right here. I got Stafford, and I did need a quarterback, but I have Penix Jr., who I think is kind of surviving. But I put Stafford in there right now to take a look at it, see what it looked like. And it has Stafford projected for more points, so makes my lineup look a little better, a little beefier. So I got Stafford, got Jacksonville matchup this week. I got Kyron in there, maybe Stafford to Kyron, little toss, touchdown toss. I got Bashal Tootin as my running back too. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I've been hit with injuries. Hardcore. I got Rashee Rice, JJ, Waddle, and Buka. Buka's out. My wide receivers are off the hook. JJ, Buka, Rashee Rice, and Waddle. Imagine if I could just get a couple wins. I got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who I could start as my second running back, but right now I don't even know if they know who he is. I honestly think if you asked Kingsbury who JCM is, he'd go, who? Long term on that Spears and Bam question, I don't know. I mean, Spears might have a little bit more long-term value. Maybe, bro. Maybe. He's got one ACL. One of his legs doesn't have an ACL. That's not going to bode well for him long-term. You get tremendous arthritis when you don't have an ACL and you play football. Tremendous, quick onsetting arthritis and knee problems. There's no way around that either. You play without an ACL. It's a micro movement thing. If the ACL keeps that knee joint tight so that when you move, nothing really happens. If there's no ACL, it doesn't matter how strong your thigh muscles are, your quad muscles, your knee goes like this and grinds the meniscus down slowly but surely. Every time his non-ACL knee moves, it moves like this and just grinds the meniscus down. So he gets arthritis really quickly. So Spears would have the least amount of long-term value out of most any running back. But doesn't mean Bam Knight's in any position to do anything next year, though. Maybe Spears plays for 1 or 2 more years, and that's more helpful. It's possible. But at least Bam Knight is in a position right now to help you win. Bill did handle the work this week. I mean, he did, but then he fumbled, and that second fumble wasn't his fault, but are they going to blame it on him? Are they going to be like, this isn't? Or do they go, that wasn't your fault? Like, I don't know. I hope Bill gets more work. He's so hard to trust, though. But do I start Tootin or Bill? I'm probably starting Tootin this week, to be honest. I mean, it's not a great matchup, but what's Bill? Bill's got Dallas. Okay. Maybe I'll swap him back out. Dallas, okay. I could get behind that Dallas matchup. Bill to the moon. Traded Rico and Keenan for George Pickens. I could get behind that, but I could also see why someone would not do that trade. I got Lamar, Achane, Bucky, London, Pickens, Flowers, Fannin, Dobbins, Aaron Jones Sr. Should I start looking to move Pickens or any other thought? I mean, I definitely not, like you're saying that like because Lamb's coming back and Pickens' time is done. I don't know why you think that. If anything, defenses can't key on him. And it's going to get crazy, bro. So they're going to be even better, stronger. I would definitely entertain trading them, like Pickens and maybe Dobbins for one player, like James Cook undervalued or Judkins or something. Sure. Something like that. Yeah, I definitely could get behind that. I don't like Caleb either as a Lions fan, but what is your take on his performance yesterday? I think Caleb got bailed out by his defense and special teams yet again. And Caleb didn't win that game. I think Caleb's erratic. I think Caleb didn't get the ball to Dunze. I think Caleb got really lucky. And is he decent? Yeah. You know, they're winning with him. He's decent. But is he an elite quarterback? No. Was he worth the top 10 overall pick? No. Was he worth the number 1 overall pick? That's what you got to understand. When we're judging Caleb Williams, we're judging him as the number 1 overall pick. He's going to be one of the biggest busts in the last 10 years. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest busts in the last 10 years. Because he went number 1 overall. And he's never going to be a number 1 overall player. Ever. Speaking of that, PC's quarterbacks, Caleb Williams. Sorry, bro. Judkins, Swift, Monty, Sharps, Woody, Nico, Rice, McBride, Flowers. Send Judkins and Swift for Gibbs and Ricky. If you like winning, PC, I'd give up more if I needed to. That's a fantastic trade. Trade my Buka for Monty, Chase Brown, or Warren. No, thank you. I'd rather wait on Buka. That's not enough at all. Pick up Quentin Johnson, drop Woody Marks. I'd rather have Woody Marks personally, but if you need a wide receiver, I understand this. And Quentin's been playing well all year. But I'm just not. I just think Woody Marks eventually comes around, but we'll see. Hey, Smitty, trust your gut on that one. Trade my Genty for Gibbs. I'd take Gibbs in a heartbeat. This is what I'm talking about. And Silent, but Genty, this is not for you. This is for everybody that's saying you can't get Gibbs right now. What are you talking about? It's wild to me. People are undervaluing Gibbs. You don't even know if you should get Gibbs for Genty. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? How do we not know this in our sleep? You know what I mean? Or my Genty, Evans, and Swift for Gibbs and Adunze and Dobbins. I certainly would take either one of those. And if you give me Adunze, I'm happy to. Give me either one of those. Oh, you're just throwing around ideas. You got us all excited. There's no way you're landing that. but if you do, please come tell us. And if you do that, we quit our jobs and come work for you. That's just. But my point being, though, even if you can't get that done, the fact that we're questioning whether Gibbs is worth that, or some people are worried about whether they should accept something like that, and they're asking instead of just doing, it means that Gibbs is totally undervalued, completely undervalued. It is wild out there. It is wild out there right now. What are you saying here? Fingers crossed. Lots more TDs for you. I mean, he could be saying that, but he also posted it right after he posted his comment about free 20. And he's also talking about his teammate saying, let's hope you get more touchdowns. I think you're reaching more than I'm reaching. And not to mention, he's essentially requesting a trade. And I'm not saying he goes to Arizona. We're talking about Breece Hall. But Breece Hall putting this on his stories. And this is Zonovan night, Bam night for the Cardinals. This is a video of him scoring. And he puts up a Zonovan night. This right here in a heart emoji. You tell me what that means. His former teammate from college. His former teammate from the New York Jets, or they went to the same college, and they played together in New York. This, you tell me what a crossing my fingers emoji. The post at the immediate same minute after he just said free Breece. You tell me. I mean, I don't have to be a scientist, and I almost am to figure that one out. We got a Gary with another $100 super chat hauler. Gary, you straight up savage, you monster. Sam and Austin and HHS dropping super chats as well. Austin, do I have yours on screen? I think I do. Let me see if I put it on here real quickly before yeah, I got that one. Okay, so let me answer this $100 super chat from Gary. Everybody's pretty yet again.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
Thank you very much, my boy. Gary says, trade done. Bang. 1-5, though, but dang, Dart, Herbo, Taylor, Scat, Vidal, Hendy, Jefferson, Sutton, Booty. How's my team outlook? It looks great. I would love, and I'm not saying sell Sutton lightly, but Sutton, Vidal for an Adams with Puka out. Sutton, Vidal for potentially, like, man, would anybody take Ladd over Sutton? I kind of think I would. Sutton and Vidal for Rashee Rice. I don't think you'll get it, but you try. Sutton and Vidal for Adams, maybe. I think I'd take Adams. Would you guys take Adams on that one? Sutton, Vidal for Adams? Gary says, take out Sutton. It's Rashee Rice. Wow. So you don't have Sutton anymore. You have Rashee Rice. Bro, you got a championship caliber team on your hands if you got Rashee Rice in this squad. You got JT, Scat, Vidal, who I probably ride that train a little longer than. Herbo, Dart, JJ, Rashee Rice.
You've just been Smitty approved.
I love that, how he mistaken Sutton for Rice. Oh my God, take out Sutton. It's Rice. That's fantastic, bro. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable work right there. All right, let me throw these super chats on screen here. Appreciate you all dropping them. Thank you for your super chat. Let me see if I can get these other ones on screen real quickly. Russian collusion with a $50 hauler as well. This one as well. Appreciate you dropping the super chat, my man. This one here from King. King, thank you. Jarvis, appreciate you dropping that super chat. All right, Russian collusion, 50.
$50.
Thank you very much. 2-4, not winning. I'm optimistic that Hendy will be the starter and Chase finds his last year numbers again. I like Worthy over Waddle with his QB situation, so I think everyone thinks I lost, but fantasy is about taking chances. Thanks, Smitty. Look, yeah, and the honest truth is, bro, you know, there was a point in the season, one small, very small point in the season where people were trying to tell us Kyron was going to go downhill, and then he didn't. So, like, anything can take a turn, and honestly, this is week 7. And Hendy, if he's following the same path as Bucky wasn't useful till week 10. If he's following the same path that Gibbs followed, Gibbs was worth less than Hendy walking into this very same week. Do people understand that? Gibbs was worse off value-wise than Trey Henderson is right now when he walked into his week 7, which I have right here to show every single one of you. Look at this. Running back 36, running back 20, running back 25, running back 25. Didn't play. Can you imagine if Hendy didn't play on top of playing the way he's playing? Which isn't really his fault, but he's not getting work. This guy was worthless walking into this very same week we're walking into. Worthless. You know how many people told me I'm unsubscribing to your channel? You're garbage. You're a joke, you clown, because you liked Jahmyr Gibbs and he's done me nothing. FML. I can't believe I drafted him off this clown's advice. I'm unsubscribing right now. Gibbs sucks, Smitty. Well, guess what? Week 7, the same very week we're walking into, and I'm not saying Hendy does it this week, but just keep that in mind when you're discarding Hendy to the waiver wire. Just remember who told you not to. Thank you, Russian. Appreciate you. And you're right. Anything can happen. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I lose this trade so bad. I hope I get knocked down into the Moon Man League from the Mars Man League because of this trade. Russian, I hope it happens. I hope it's. I want nothing more this season than to watch Hendy relish on your team and not mine. I want nothing more than that. It's the only thing I want. Would you trade Debo for Dak and Travis Hunter? If I needed a quarterback badly, sure. If not, then no. Thank you, Gary, for the super chat. Gary to the mother freaking moon. Al from New York, appreciate you. Superflex 1-5, JD5 Knicks, Bucky Harvey, Benson JSN, AJB, Travis Hunter. Need trade ideas. Got offered Derrick Henry for Bucky. I'd rather have Derrick Henry in a vacuum right now, given your 1-5. Because Bucky could miss this week, then miss another week, and then be out past the bye week. And what are you going to do then? I'd rather try and get something more, but if you can get more for Bucky and AJB, see, this is where you're wrong. You can't give up AJB as well. You're paying such a high price tag. If he did it, Bucky, and he gave you a little something, I'd do it. Or if he did it straight up, I could get behind it at 1-5. On other teams, I might say no, but you certainly cannot give up AJB as well. That's getting taken to the cleaners, bro. QB, Fields, Purdy, Bucky, Warren, Wilson, Ladd, and QJ, tight end. And to that other super chatter, Bucky for Cook, Bucky for Judkins. Try those avenues first before you just accept this one as if it's the only move. Mason, Tootin, CD, JSN. Love JSN, CD. Garrett Wilson, maybe you trade Ladd's fantastic. So maybe we're trading Garrett Wilson and McBride or Garrett Wilson and Kraft. Trade Ladd for Dak. I'm not doing that. I'd rather you trade Kraft or McBride for a quarterback like Drake May or Dak or something like that. And honestly, you could trade QJ and Kraft and keep McBride. I wouldn't touch Ladd. I like Ladd a lot. I'm not doing that move. Whittington, Tez, Burden. Who do we like most? Whittington, Tez, Burden. Probably Burden with DJ Moore being out for at least a week, I think. I like Tez a lot, but I think we're going to go Burden. Burden's going to have a big uptick in value. HHS with a 999, 1-5 lineup is Josh Allen, James Cook, Jacobs. Like it. Rice, JJ, wow. Hunter Henry, nice, strong team, bro. 1-5, don't worry about it. You've been waiting on Rice. You got hit with some early JJ woes. You've hung on pretty good considering, but bench Vidal. Maybe we're trading Vidal. Make a trade or run the table. I like it. I'm not going to move too much, but I would trade Vidal potentially with, let's say, God, I don't know what you could really move. It's not a lot to move. Vidal and Jacobs for a slight upgrade. I mean, I don't want you touching Rice. Vidal and Hunter Henry for maybe just a little bit like a Tyler Warren. You try and get a little tight end upgrade. Otherwise, you're probably rolling with Vidal over Golden right now. That's what I would probably say, and you let it ride. But Vidal's a good trade piece. I wonder if you could trade Vidal for Ladd straight up, for JMO straight up. Those are interesting moves. I got offered JSN or St. Brown for Gibbs and Debo. I have Bijan. So real quickly, I would just say that at the end of the day, if I take JSN or St. Brown. So I'm probably going to take... Chad, are we taking St. Brown or JSN if we're just talking about 1-for-1? Which one you'd rather have? Let's start there. And then JSN. Okay. JSN's getting the vote here. Now, the question is JSN or St. Brown for Gibbs and Debo. I'd rather have Gibbs over JSN or St. Brown. If he's giving you the Debo, this is like the same thing as the other guy was trading for Henry. You need to get more. JSN's playing great. I love him. And I love St. Brown, but I'm still drafting Gibbs in the top 4 overall. Like, plain and simple. There's just no debate here. So if you're giving up Gibbs, you need a St. Brown or JSN, and you need an additional player, bro. And it's not even like a scrub. You need an Adams or I don't even know if I'd say Monty, but like you need something, a Dunze, Monty, Adams, a Debo-esque player. You need to be getting that player. This is an absolute no for me. Gibbs is ranked higher. I don't know if you're letting this news report, or even if there's more truth to it than people want to accept. It doesn't matter if they balance out the rushing attack. That's only going to make Gibbs more efficient. Vidal, Booty, Mason, Breece, Tez in the flex. Vidal right now. Right now, it's probably Vidal. He's a very, very solid choice. 20 gifted memberships by BBQ. BBQ, you monster. Russian collusion. Gifting these super chats earlier as well. If I missed another batch of them, Russian, I'm sorry. This is another one. This is for Russian in case I missed another batch. Russian. I'm sorry. New Age.
Too much.
Russian collusion for super chats, but this is for New Age Outlaw.
To Jupiter.
And this is for
to Saturn.
Every one of you. But I appreciate New Age dropping it, and then BBQ. Guys, thank BBQ if you got a gifted membership. Please rank Judy, Bourne, Mooney, Watson, Whittington. I'd probably say Bourne and Judy, and then really I don't care. And then once Bourne's out of the equation, then you drop him and it's Judy. But like Judy's nothing. He's hard to rank right now. Dak or JD5 rest of season? Probably Dak right now. I hate to say that. But Dak's balling, and he hasn't even played with CeeDee Lamb yet. He's going to ball out. He's played top 5 before, and I love JD5. And I'm not giving up on him on any level. It's been a rough year for him, and I think he's going to play at that level. And he had 3 TDs last night, so he had a good day. But I just think you got to look at what's going on right now, and Dak's balling without CeeDee Lamb. Imagine what this is going to be like. I have Njoku and Fannin, Ertz, Hawkinson, Otten, Ingram, and Jonnu is available. Can you rank those tight ends, and which one did you go? I would say give me Fannin by a country mile, and Njoku's out for a while, so Fannin's going to go crazy. This is the best receiving player in the college football FBS. period. Over all the wide receivers, he beat out Jeremiah Smith, Ted McMillan, Travis Hunter, Igbokwe. He had more receptions and yards than all of them. As a tight end, he was the number 1 pass catcher in the nation, Fannin, over all the wide receivers, which is crazy. No one talked about it but me in the offseason. That's why we love Fannin so much. So Fannin for me, and then I'd probably say Otten, then Ertz, and then I don't care. If you need a player after that, I have Njoku and Fannin, so Fannin, then probably Otten, then Ertz, in that order. Thank you, my boy. Appreciate you. I think I've caught up on all the supers. I think that's all of them. I have Njoku, Dak, okay. I think I caught up on everything. Guys, thank you all for the super chats. I'll be back at midnight Eastern, or maybe a little bit after. We'll be talking about Rashee Rice. That'll be the lead. It'll be buckle up. Rashee Rice is here to stay. Mahomes it's 40 touchdown season. Remember all the Mahomes haters?
It's Chiefs season. Mahomes is scoring 45 plus touchdowns. Let them cook.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
By the way, if you want to get your share of Gunner glasses, let me get that link. You can use promo code Smitty. But here is let me get the link for you real quickly. I think I have it here somewhere. Hold on one second. You can use promo code Smitty. I'll have the link tonight. You can use promo code Smitty on Gunner.com on anything but The Witcher, unfortunately. But The Witchers are still good enough to get. But this is the Gunner Player of the Week. We're going after Lab McConkey. His value's not done climbing. This is a wide receiver 1. He's still kind of valued in the wide receiver 2 range. He was a flex or wide receiver 3 to so many people. They want to get rid of him, discard him. Now Lad is climbing, but there's still time to go get him. And the Gunner Player of the Week, let's put, and I urge you to check out, look at my Gunner collection. These are all Gunner blue light blocking glasses. Smitty, why you wear glasses inside? You wear sunglasses at night, Smitty? I don't wear sunglasses at night, Steve. I wear blue light blocking Gunners. And yeah, I'm in a light box, baby, so I do have a lot of light protection with the blue light blocking sunglasses. But these are the Witchers. These are from from The Witcher, the TV show. The Witchers. These are the Witchers. They got this nice leather side. These are the yellow blue light blocking versions. These are pretty awesome. I love The Witcher. The Witcher are fantastic. These right here are the Fallout. The Fallout are unbelievable. They come in this Fallout case, this metal case. And it pops open and makes this nice metal sound. These are the Fallouts. The Fallouts are fantastic. Love these. These blue light blocking glasses. Check them out. Bring it in. These are like thicker. They're almost like a goggle in a way. And but they look real nice. We've got, these are the Witcher sunglass blue light blocking. So these are the same ones as the yellow. Look at these bad boys. I love The Witcher. The Witcher are nice. The 15% you can't get it off The Witcher, but you can get it off the Fallout. You can get it off the other ones that I wear. These are the ones that I wear the most. These are my favorite. These are the Clicks, C-L-I-X, the Clicks. These are fantastic. I love these. These are unbelievable. They're a little like they're got a thickness to them, but very small amount. They bend. They're very bendy. They're very flexible. Very light. These are the ones I wear almost all the time. I love the Clicks. Also have all kinds of other ones. These are the ones you see me wear quite often on the show. I've wore these for about a year now. These are the ones that I wore and I bought on my own. They sent me all these other ones because they're becoming a huge part of the show. These are the original OG glasses, the first ones I wore. These are also Gunner blue light blocking. So I've always wore blue light blocking. Everybody makes fun of the fact that I have sunglasses on, but I don't care. And these right here, these are awesome. These are the, what are these? These are the Overwatch. They got all kinds of deals with sponsorships with a lot of like games and things like that, like the Witcher TV show. These are Overwatch. These are fantastic. I love these. People call them the Alien. These are blue light blocking. They're all blue light blocking. These are amazing. Get Gunners, blue light blocking, sunglasses, baby. Do it live. 15% off using code Smitty. And I can actually the link here as well. Let me see if I can get in to the link here and post that for you. Let's see here. I think I've got it here somewhere. All right, here's the link as well. If anybody wants to get a pair of blue light blocking glasses. And someone might say, well, what's blue light blocking? So here's the link for the Gunner. Using code Smitty, 15% off. Again, everything but a few of those that I listed. But the benefit of blue light blocking is it calms you at night. It's healthy for your eyes. Eye strain can create problems for your eyes, headaches, migraines. I'm in a light box here looking at all this light all the time. And the Gunners, the blue light blocking glasses alleviate any migraines. I don't have migraines when I'm wearing blue light blocking inside this light box. I have none. If I don't wear blue light blocking glasses, I will have migraines. And so I love these Overwatch. These Overwatch are awesome. I know people say they're alien-like, but I love them, man. These are fantastic. My favorite are the clicks, though. Those are the best. All right, I pinned that link. If anybody wants to get Gunners, click the link, do it live. I've got a couple more super chats here. I can tell Miss Smitty cooked me dinner a while ago, so I might go grab that after this. Do they have Ditka shades? They probably have some form of it. I mean, they have a bunch of these. I mean, I got more. I got more to show you. I'll show you real quickly.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
These are kind of like the gangster mobster, like, you know, like I'm going out to the casino. I'm part of the bookies, the bookie crowd. This one right here, some of these don't fit my head. I've got a particularly different kind of shaped noggin. This one's okay. These aren't that, they're kind of bigger, but they're not bad. These are definitely bigger. These are called the Baron. These are the Baron. These probably, for people that have bigger heads, are probably the exact aviators that you want as the Baron. They're really, really solid for like the bigger noggin kind of person. I've got a little bit of a thinner head, I guess you could say. And so for me, this pair that I've been wearing for over a year is called the Mustang Chrome. The Mustang Chrome. These ones fit perfectly on my head. And then the typical old school Mustangs, the first glasses I ever wore were these right here. These fit perfectly on my head too, but just kind of depends on your head size. But the Baron's good for the big noggin. The Witcher's very, very good. The Witcher yellow or the Witcher sunglasses are great for those that have a big head or a small head that kind of fit perfect. They're a little bit big on like a head like mine, but they still look pretty badass. And again, the sunglasses. But my favorite again are these clicks right here. These are definitely my favorite pair. I wear them probably the most. And to be honest, they're the most comfortable. They're so light. They're flexible. They're probably my favorite overall, from fit to look to everything. They're just fantastic. Sheesh Coin with a $50 hauler. Sheesh Coin, appreciate you dropping the 50. What? Thank you, Sheesh. Appreciate you. 12.5 PPR, big money. 2 wide receiver, 2 running back, 1 flex, QB, JD5, Igbuka, Lamborn, Terry, Bijan, Judkins, Dobbins, Harvey, Waller. Got offered Dowdle plus Diggs for Dobbins and Harvey. I would take Dowdle and Diggs and run. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Harvey balls out and you hate me because I gave you this advice. I'm hoping this triggers that, to be honest, Sheesh. I hope that happens. But you got to take the value of Diggs and Dowdle. Dowdle's got so much value. You could probably flip this for a lot if you wanted to. But your team's great. Dowdle's balling out right now. You got to ride that train for as long as you can. It is what it is. And Diggs is a fantastic piece as well. 4-2. Thank you for the 50. 4-2. Hurts, Bijan, Kyron. Love Bijan, Kyron. Kamara. I'll trade Kamara if I can. Ladd, I love. Sutton. How about Sutton and Kamara for one wide receiver? BTJ for a Dunze coming off the bye week. Obviously a Collins or a JJ. You probably couldn't get that, but you never know. I've seen worse trades happen. Look at the one that happened earlier tonight. But Kamara and Sutton maybe could get you a BTJ. You never know. I'm sorry, a JJ. It could maybe get you a Nico Collins. It could maybe get you Rice. I'd take those guys before I go to BTJ. Adams and something. Kamara for Adams. Sutton for Adams. Kamara and Sutton for Adams and something. Kamara and Sutton for Henry if you can start. Well, you got Scatterboos. You don't necessarily need a running back. All those things. Sutton for... Maybe go Sutton for Ladd. Kamara for Ladd. You have Ladd. Damn it. Adams. Kamara for Adams. Sutton for Adams. Whatever. And then you could trade maybe the other one potentially to go after Bowers. Or just go after Bowers. You know, Goddard and Sutton for Bowers. Kamara and Sutton for Bowers. Great team, though. QVC Smitty, love the infomercial. Look, you guys know me. How many sponsors do we have on the show? Not a lot. And I could go out and get Manscaped. I could go out and get all kinds of, we did Manscaped one time. I could go out and get all these sponsors, but I really like to push what I believe in. I can't stand, I feel like you guys wouldn't trust me if I just came out here and said, guys, try the quasi bracelet, the quasi molecular structure gigawatt bracelet. It makes you feel so good. I wear the bracelet every day. It brings an aura to my sense of self. And I mean, I could come out here and do that, but you wouldn't trust me. And so I truly, you hear me talk about Grindhouse, aka the Attic. I beg them to come back every single year. What can we do? We got to run this back. I love the attic.shop. The hoodies, I love movies and TVs, I love streaming. And so when people are like, why don't you get an NFL shirt company? Well, I create those. I can create any shirt I want. And we got that on the merch. The merch, we have all kinds of merch. I can do any of that. This is something I can't create. And so I bring them back. Underdog, fantastic. I only work with Underdog. And this core board is, honestly, this core board is so phenomenal. I'm down to 203. I can't get down to 200 even. I'm trying so hard. But I don't want to fix my eating or anything. I'm doing it by just working out more. But the core board, the attic.shop, the phone line, which is brought to you by the attic.shop's owner, which is bentonprint.com. Benton Print owns the attic.shop. I love Benton Print. I love core board. I love Gunner. I love core board. These are the sponsors that I choose to work with because I love them and I love promoting them. And so I don't mean to go off on a tirade, but I love Gunner. Gunner is fantastic. And if anybody wants blue, I can't live without blue light blocking glasses. I need them. And so my point is I reached out to Gunner and I said, Gunner, I'd love to work with you. I wear Gunners. Can I work with you? I want to promote you. And they didn't get back to me. And then about a year later, I get an email and they're like, Smitty, we'd love to work with you. I'm like, I agree. So we started talking again. And they're like, we love that you wear the glasses. And so basically I was like, I reached out to you. I've been wanting to work with you for a year. So this is me chasing the sponsor. And so they hooked me up. They sent your boy.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
And we're giving away. What do we decide we're giving away? I think we decided we're giving away what I'm wearing, the clicks. And then we'll give away, I think, the Witcher, potentially the next one. But we're going to give away the clicks. We'll have a contest. Don't you worry. The contest will end at the end of this month. So at the end of October, maybe on Halloween night, we'll pick a winner and I'll create a contest in how we do it. First and foremost, the place you want to go is my Instagram. You'll see a post. It's I don't know how many posts back it is. It could be 4 or 5, 6 posts back, but it says comment, tag 3 friends, gunner.com. I'll put another one up too on Instagram, but we'll probably be giving away a pair of these clicks right here. They're awesome, but I can't live without my blue light blocking glasses. I wear them even before bed while I'm watching. I wear a clearer version, a yellow version, an amber version when I'm watching TV, but I literally cannot live without blue light blocking glasses now. They're so amazing. All right, thank you. I'm sorry about the tirade. Thank you for the super chat, BBQ. BBQ says, do they have Dicka shades? Again, you have to look at the Arsenal fantasy version of the live shades. Thank you, BBQ. Appreciate you. We all need to show up with shades on for the pizza party for sure, and use that code Smitty for the 15% off. But I'm telling you, it's the shades are phenomenal. I think you guys would enjoy them. They look good. They feel good. Hey, Smitty, London for Caleb and Judkins. Thanks. If you need a quarterback bad, I don't mind maybe looking into a trade, but this wouldn't be it. London just went out and doubled his value. You need way more than Caleb. You need way more than that. But I'm not opposed to like making a trade if it's your dire straits. Ordered Witcher White Wolf. Did you use code Smitty? A Russian, they may not have got you a discount, but hopefully you use code Smitty so they know that I sent you. Thank you, Russian. Appreciate you. Not sure if I missed this, but who are your top 5 to 10 NFL player trades that could affect fantasy in a positive or negative way? 5 or 10, I don't know if I could cook up with that many off the top of my head, but I would say we're talking about Garrett Wilson. If he could even get healthy enough to be moved, Garrett Wilson moving to the Pittsburgh Steelers, moving to the Bills, anything like that. I think Kenneth Walker to the Chargers, to the this right here, to the where'd it go? This isn't it. That's the wrong thing. Chargers, Chiefs, Texans, and Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals are that good of a spot, but these are the teams that, and maybe Chicago, but the way Swift is playing, they're probably no longer on the board. This is 4 teams that probably would be very intrigued by a running back situation. I think Washington might. I don't think, for some reason Walker's always felt like a Washington Commander to me when we talk about this stuff, but those are all hugely impacting. As far as like wide receivers, I don't know that I can envision a lot of wide receivers other than G. Willie being moved. I think quarterbacks, I don't know. It's possible like Winston could still get moved, or what if Shador got traded to the Raiders? That would be unbelievable. That would be the one I want the most. But I don't think they'll let Shador free. They won't use Shador, but they won't let Shador play. It's like they're imprisoning Shador. It's kind of frustrating. Thank you, BBQ. Michael, appreciate your super chat. Michael says, trade my JCM JK Lad for Gibbs. My team is Hurts, Genty, Jacobs, Rice, JSM, BTJ. Do I make this trade? Formats 12. So trade my JCM and JK and Lad for Gibbs. I think the only reason you don't do this, Mike, is if you love losing. Because JCM, JK, and Lad, it's not even close to Gibbs. Not even close to Gibbs. It's a lambasting if I've ever seen one in my life. That's probably the worst trade I've ever seen. You pull that off, we all quit our jobs and come work for you. Question is in the $5 super chat. Question sent in a $5 super chat. Got it. Thank you, PC. Appreciate you. PC says in this $5 super chat, sent my Judkins and Swift for Gibbs and Pearsall. I love this trade too. You guys are still, you see what I'm saying? Gibbs is free. Maybe tonight's show is going to be Rushy, Rice, and Gibbs. Because apparently people need to go get Gibbs. Gibbs is getting given away by this garbage news. This asinine news. Gibbs is free. People are getting Gibbs. People are getting gibbied. Absolutely do that trade. The last super chat of the night, then I'm going to go eat my pasta that I could smell for about an hour and a half through the vent. Igbuka, London Hunter, or Judkins Nico Diggs. Igbuka, London Hunter, or Judkins Nico Diggs. With the injury, I'm taking Judkins Nico Diggs, but it's certainly close. It's very, very close. Easton slipping another one in here. 14-team PPR, 4-2. Would you do Henry, Rice, and Fannin for Nico, Warren, Bucky? Henry, Rice, and Fannin for Nico, Warren, Bucky. So Nico, I assume this is Jalen Warren. You didn't really clarify. Probably Tyler Warren, because you got Fannin on the other side, I assume. You guys got to be clear about this stuff. I'd probably say if this is Tyler Warren, at 4-2, I'd rather have Nico, Warren, Bucky. Easton says, dude, come on. Dude, come on what? I'm answering it right here, Easton. What are you talking about? I think I'd probably rather have the Bucky side if this is if you're 4-2, because Bucky's gonna come back. Warren's better than Fannin. Nico is probably equal to Rice. Sorry, I thought you were going to end. Well, I did say I was going to end, Easton. I said I'm leaving and you dropped a super chat, which I'm fine with. I'm definitely handling it, but I don't know about a come on comment. I pretty much told you what was happening. Chat, can we get a vote on this one? Can we get a vote? Henry, Rice, Fannin, or Nico, Warren, Bucky? Nico's already at his bye week too, which is beautiful. But I think at 4-2, you got to take the Bucky side. Am I right? Because Warren and Nico alone, you could argue, is maybe worth Henry, Rice, and Fannin at the end of the day. You could almost kind of argue that. Or you take out Rice and Nico and you say Tyler Warren versus Tyler Warren versus Henry and Fannin. You could argue that. I think you got to take it. Easton. Dude, come on. Hey, guys, I'll see you later. Let me slip this super chat in there. Dude, come on. This is like, some people drop the super chat when the show's over, and they go, Smitty, you missed my super. I'm like, no, I didn't. You dropped a super chat when the show was over. I didn't see it. Look, Easton, I think I'd take this Bucky side, bro. I think the chat agrees. The chat agrees. They said, come on, Easton, take the trade. Come on, Easton. Come on, Easton, take the trade. You don't have to apologize, Easton. I'm just joking with you, bro. Come on, Easton. I'm just joking with you. All right. You're not the only one, Easton. We got Famous Amos who's dropping one right here. Famous Amos doesn't want me to eat either. On the flip side, Famous Amos is saying, Smitty, I'm trying to let you eat. I'm trying to give you $4.99 right now. You're trying to leave. Smitty, 2 and 4. You can drop them if you got more super chats. Drop them. I just hope I see it before we leave. We got Smitty 2 and 4. My AJB for Bowers. Trade still worth it with the Bowers injury. Yes, it is. He is trending in the right direction, I think. Maybe. We don't know. Even if he misses one more week, maybe 2 more weeks, it's hard to say. I trust Bowers to help you more than AJ Brown at the end of the day. I forget your context here. I don't think you necessarily needed him, which is why I recommended it. If this is like your wide receiver 2 and you had no other wide receivers, it'd make it harder to recommend, though. So, at the end of the day. All right, any other super chats before I leave? I don't want to bail on you in the middle and get a, come on! Thank you, Easton. I appreciate you. Yeah, for me, I want Bowers over AJB, especially if I can weather the storm. We have literally 1,000 people on X right now, and we have 500 people on YouTube. So if my 1,000 viewers on X could get on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Plus, I go live more than anybody you know. I can't guarantee that, but I can almost guarantee that. And so all my X people out there that love the show, they've been watching, there's 1,000 of you, you're going to miss out when I go live and you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, because I do not always go live at the same time. I don't always go live on Instagram at the same time. Come on, man. Thanks for all the help. Thank you, Random. Appreciate you. And then Crizzy with the super chat here. Breece, Warren for H.N. Hunter Henry. Breece and Warren. I wish you guys would tell me which Warren. I assume because there's a tight end involved, this is Jalen Warren. I'm sorry, Tyler Warren. So Breece and Tyler Warren. As much as I love Tyler Warren, I can't trade Achane for this. The discrepancy between Achane and Breece is unfortunately greater than the discrepancy between Warren and Hunter Henry. And if that's Jalen Warren, get out of here. Come on. Breece Hall to the Raiders? No, why would Breece Hall go to the Raiders? Who said that? Mike? Come on. Come on! Mike. Breece Hall to the Raiders. You do not draft Ashton Genty as high as you drafted Ashton Genty. Dude, go trade for Breece Hall, who needs a new contract. Come on, Mike. Come on. We need a come on button. See, look what you did, Easton. You created a trend. You created the come on movement. Come on. Come on. We kind of need that button. Because I have take a lap, but sometimes I don't want to send anybody on a lap. I just want to tell someone, come on. And it's kind of more annoying. You know, Easton, no offense. Like, Easton's my boy. Easton, I appreciate you. Please don't apologize. Easton, you're creating a movement here. You're doing good work for the channel. But sometimes take a lap is like, but come on is almost like, come on. You know, you say come on to somebody, you almost have to respond. You're like, what do you mean, come on? What do you mean? What do you mean? Let me explain myself. Come on. Oh, all right. I'm out of here. Appreciate you all. JFam dropping, I believe, the final super of the night. He says 4-2, Josh Allen, Bijan, Bucky, Hendy, Ladd, Rice, Egbuka, Sutton, Addison, Waller. Josh Allen, Bijan, Bucky, Hendy, Ladd, Rice. It's a great team. Sutton. I don't think you really do anything unless you're trading like Waller, Pitts, or Sutton, or Egbuka and Sutton to just get out of the Buka waiting game. Like if you could get Rice for Buka. Oh, you got Rice. Damn it. If you could get if you could get St. Brown or Nico using Buka and Sutton, I do that. Or Waller and Buka, or Pitts and Buka. Other than that, you're just standing down, bro. That's fantastic. That's a fantastic team. Hey Kruger, if someone said come on in the chat, can I get you to yell come on like that with the extended like tone?
Absolutely, Smitty. You just say the word and I'll hit them with a big old hammer. Whenever you want, just let me know.
All right. The key word is I will say get Easton. No, I'll just say Easton. If I say the word Easton, you say come on. Just like that, okay?
Magic word is Easton, and I'll jump right in with a nice big come on. Whenever you say it.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
and drag out a little bit more. Okay. Go ahead, Easton.
Come on. There you go, Smitty. I gave it an extra just for you. Let me.
A little bit longer.
Absolutely. Let's really stretch it out. Here we go. Come on.
Oh, hold on. Got a call. All right. Hold on. Sorry, I got a call. Do it again. Stretch it out longer and louder and more angry.
Absolutely, Smitty. Let's ramp it up. Here we go. Come on. And imagine that a bit
How
louder.
about deep? How about deeper? Like, come on.
Oh, absolutely. I can drop it deeper for you. Here we go. Come on. Nice and deep and strong.
Oh, nice and deep and strong.
You guys, Smitty, will keep it deep and strong from here on out. Whenever you need that, just let me know and I'll bring the boo.
Easton.
Come on. There you go, Smitty. Just like that, with that extra bit of punch you wanted.
Josh Allen, Bijan, Bucky, Hendy, Aaron Jones. Okay, so I think I got that one taken care of. Thank you, J-Fam. Appreciate you. I got Gibbs. Attaboy, Michael. Gibbs to the moon, bro. I made the trade, JK, JCM. Lad, JK for Gibbs, accepting applications. We quit our jobs and we come work for you, Michael. Plain and simple. I don't know how you pulled that off. Hopefully you don't have a veto process. Do you have a veto process? If so, come on. Would you trade Saquon for Breece Hall? No, I'd rather roll with a dice with Saquon, to be honest, bro. Not that that's an easy call. We got a $20 hauler from SPC in the building.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Sold Henderson for Tyler Warren. I'm fine with that. As much as I love Henderson, that's a great. Then sold Warren, May, T-Mac for Jefferson. I like that too. I mean, you could argue, both sides. Definite value all over the board there. I still have JD5 and rolling with Ertz, Fannin, love Fannin, or Mason, Taylor. Grade the trade. Think Fannin gonna crush. I do think he'll crush with Njoku out. I would say your overall move. So the Henderson move was an 8 out of 10, just because of the value that Warren brings to the table, and then the flipping of that Warren, May, and T-Mac, given your depth, was probably another 8 out of 10. I think there's a lot of value to go the other direction to say it's like a 10 or a lambasting. It's probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for the other owner too. Sometimes trades can work out that way to where they're helping both people. Overall for your team, probably 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Absolute phenomenal.
You've just been.
I mean, that's just good movement of what you got. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you all at midnight Eastern. Maybe a little later than that, because that's like less than an hour from now. All right, see you all later. Appreciate you. Don't forget to get on over to my 24/7 live Patreon chat group. Live chat group 24/7, 365. Here's the link. Hit it live. Do it live. Don't forget that Gunner Glasses link is pinned in the live chat right now, but that link I just dropped is for the live chat Patreon. Join the 24/7 chat group. See you all later. I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Live whenever news breaks, and live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hammer!